Okay, everyone. What's up, chat? And everyone out there watching. It's 10 Ton from Casino Tears, co-host of the Casino Tears podcast. Another episode edition of Thursday Night Live here. I'm going to introduce this guy who's coming on right now. Absolutely hilarious guy with a great handle. His handle's Lip King. Okay, I'm just going to get the show started. Let me play a little intro for Lip King right now. Oh my God. Lip King.
Yes, what's going on?
Man, nice to see your face, dude.
I know, the Speedo Guido. I miss you, guy. I miss you. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Man, I couldn't. First of all, did you like the little the little thing? I'll play that animation again, probably like 10 more times because they're so funny. And ETG's hourly rate is so high that I need to get the most value out of those.
You need to squeeze every penny out of that kid.
He's good though. He's a good kid, right?
No, he is. You know, when I saw his picture, he is your son. That's not your son.
Son, not my son. Come here. Let's
everyone. He is your stunt double.
ETG. Look at.
Yeah, there he is.
he's the ETG helps everyone like set up their audio and do all that stuff because I'm running around during the day or working, and it came in really handy, man, both times. So expect to talk to ETG when you come on the show. Lip King, I'm wearing the I'm talking to someone. You're representing the fine city of Boston. My family is, when I grew up, they were all Red Sox and Celtic fans, all of them, because that's Beautiful. Where all the Italians, my bunch of Italians settled in Boston and then Connecticut in that area. And then I ended up hard hit in New Britain, Connecticut, or you know what I mean? In that area, in Berlin.
Were they up in the North End over that way?
So yeah, near I don't know exactly
Hanover Street.
I don't know exactly where the origin of the Boston Italian ghetto, where they were from. But we ended up going from, so I grew up in a household where my dad and my brother, they were Celtic and Red Sox fans. And so I would go to, I'd end up going to Fenway Park.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very nostalgic. Very nostalgic.
Pretty amazing, right? When
it is. The atmosphere is great. The seats suck though, because they're hard,
I guess I didn't care. I was too little to care about stuff like that. I was just like, oh my God, there's the big.
No, it's great. You
monster.
got to experience it. So you would what is that, like Roger Clemens days when you were there with Marty Barrett?
Oh, dude, that was back in the day. Jim Rice, Yastrzemski, Fred Lynn.
Oh, geez,
It wasn't Evans on that team.
Dewey, yeah.
All those guys. It was cool, man. I don't know who your catcher was
back then. Oh God, he's back.
This is old school. This is like Louis Tiant days.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, sweet stuff. But I remember the first home run I ever saw was Cecil Cooper, and he was on the Brewers, and he hit a home run.
Dinger, right field.
Yeah, I always remember that stuff. So, dude. I'm wearing speaking of sports champions, just representing the Big Ten in Michigan, where I went to school. We won the national championship.
It's a great institution because Tom Brady came from there.
That's true. That's right. All you guys sort of adopted that. Like I see that fucking guy Portnoy always, I don't know if he went to school there from Barstool, but he did. Oh, he did?
He didn't graduate. He went there, I think, a year or two.
Is he allowed to sort of represent Michigan if you didn't graduate? You know what I mean? It's funny, dude. I'm at the gym, Lip King, and whenever I see randomly, you'll see someone with a Michigan. I'll be like, "Hey, where'd you live in Michigan? Or you go to Michigan?" And they're like, "No."
The good thing with Dave Portnoy is, he's helping you promulgate how great Michigan is in sports. Because remember back in the day when they had the Fab Five,
I
and
do
then they fell
remember the
off.
Fab Five,
Yeah,
dude.
they were fantastic. It was them, and remember UNLV too. They were dominant.
Mm-hmm.
But the Fab Five, I loved. College hoops was great back then. But that's when Calipari was at Providence at that time too, and Providence was
Dude,
a
that's
force
so
to be
funny that
reckoned
you
with.
said Calipari because I recorded with Ed
No,
last
Rick
night.
Pitino. Rick
Oh,
Pitino was there over at Providence. But
was that
Calipari was
before?
at UMass.
That's funny, man, because we were talking about some guy named Capoletti. Sports guy.
That's Italian.
Oh my God, dude.
Gino Capoletti. Yeah, Gino Capoletti. He was the
I don't
voice.
know, man. Someone
Yeah.
else. Who knows? It was like Musso and Capoletti. I was just making jokes about it, but it was really funny because we talked for 3 hours last night. And I don't know, so much material, man. Ed ended up, this is a pretty interesting episode because I was reading a lot of the stuff that's in the chat that we have, the chat group, which is great for people that are on Patreon. It's really cool. And Ed's not a part of that. So I went through and started reading a lot of that stuff. And it's really cool. Because sometimes people check in, I check in, you see stuff in there, you comment, some good conversations in there. And so I was reading that stuff off to Ed. And then somehow I think Ed was drinking so much that all of a sudden he started asking me like the quiz about, okay, well, how would you bet on this random shooter? He called her Big Boo Betty, right?
Yeah.
But it went on for like an hour. This imaginary girl had the longest roll, but it was really interesting because of it was just a quiz. All right, what are you doing on this random shooter? And so I explained, this is how I would bet. I bet this, and then what? And then this 3 rolled. Now this rolled. Now what are you doing? And he went through this roll. Pretty interesting to see how, like, after it was all said and done, this roll, like, I think it was, it illustrated the fact that people should know. I think I passed the test because I knew everything that I wasn't going to do. I wasn't just sitting there going, right or wrong, whether or not I still wasn't playing a lot of, in fact, Ed was throwing out a lot of horn numbers, right? And I was not betting the horn. I eventually got on the field, but that's just not how I was playing. But I had reasonings for it. I can't wait to actually re-listen to that. I'm going to this weekend and edit that up. I mean, our conversation was so long. It was like close to 3 hours. So we'll see where that goes. That's not going to air in a while because next week is Dice Coach Dials In, I think, is
nice.
Maybe. Or no, the week after that. So that'll be good.
Okay, gotcha.
But dude, speaking of Dice Coach, Lip King, you and I became friends because you came out here and took the experience, the class. How'd you like it? I mean, this is the one positive, like a lot of times, is that I end up meeting guys that end up becoming good friends of mine that I talk to outside of the class.
But all right, first and foremost, this is you sent me some sad news yesterday.
Okay, all right, what?
It's a sad day in the craps community, the craps world.
Okay, what? Okay, yeah, what?
That Kogan Ninja announced his retirement.
Okay, all right.
From his illustrious career, mind you.
Okay.
So I broke out some good, Balvenie Caribbean cask. I'm gonna do a toast right now on our Casino Tears glass. Thank you to Dr. Yank's wife for these. They're fantastic, actually.
Oh, that's awesome. Dude, I'm going to break out this Suja Energy that I have energized that I have here.
So this is
it's got caffeine.
To Kogan Ninja. May your dice be square and land on a pair.
Dude, to Kogan Ninja's retirement.
Now, tongue in cheek. What a clown! Because I listened to what you sent me.
Really?
No. Listen, he's a fucking clown. Because if you listen to it, it's one big sales pitch, and then at the end he says, "I'm retiring maybe 4 or 5 years down the road, and I'm going to charge an exorbitant amount of money for private lessons." And I'm listening to the thing, and I'm like, this guy, and he's a little bitch because he said he was retiring because he couldn't take criticism.
Really?
Yeah. If you listen to the whole thing, because when you sent it to me, I thought it was a parody. I thought it was a joke. it wasn't. I listened to the entire, his whining and his bitching, and you know what? And when you ask for rain, you got to deal with the mud, and that's and he can't handle it.
Are we dealing with Boston mud right now?
I'm telling you.
Okay, Lip King. So for the people that don't know in chat, and I should get to chat at some point.
Okay.
And right now, you're the only scheduled person, Lip King. All right. So this is all we got. I think Ed's just chilling. He's had a long week. And okay, so Kogan Ninja. And this is one of the topics that we're going to talk about because I wanted to talk about. I was like, Lip King, come on the show because you've taken a lot of classes. And I've taken classes. And we would always have these very interesting back and forths, which I think I'm always interested in that and how people learn the game. Right. And that's why I show practice rigs. And that's why a lot of this, I'm going live and having this, because I think it's so relatable. Now, this is a guy that you don't hear about that often, but he was one of the OGs. I got to listen, man, I got to give this guy props. He was one of the OGs with the way back when. How old are some of his videos, dude? Some of his videos, Kogan Ninja's videos, have got to be what? They're over a decade old, 11, 12, maybe 15 years. I don't know. But I mean, I'd have to check, right?
I don't know, chronologically when he started. One thing I will give him, we've talked about it before, aesthetically, his toss is ridiculous. If you look at the dice, I tell you, they're like two tits in a bra. They're side by side. The revolutions, they're tight. When I've watched a video,
dude,
but
he's got videos going back. He was doing dice control 13 years ago, are some of his videos. And I got to tell you, I had emailed him a few times because back in that time, I would have, if my situation was a little different and I was more serious, maybe I would have I had emailed him and we had some conversations about taking lessons. But at that point, when I did, it was like I had to fly down to Texas or something.
Right? Yeah,
and
that's what I got from him too. Same thing.
Yeah. Okay. So you did talk to him.
So I had communication with him, because we spoke before. I never took a class with Heavy or him because I wasn't going to go to a place that there was no casinos in sight. So that's why I chose not to. So I started off. We'll get
Lip King. You know what that is? That's exactly. I have the conference theory, right? Like in my industry, right? For a day,
right.
Advertising. They have these conferences, and I'd be like, I was a member of the Outdoor Advertising Association, right? And you have to pay these dues. And I remember, I'm like, why? I wrote a letter to the president. I'm like, why did you stop having the yearly conferences in Vegas? Who wants to go to whatever little place in Florida and just be around a bunch of, people doing the grip and grin, and then there's nothing else to do really? Who really wants, a conference needs Vegas, and Vegas needs conferences because then you have so much other shit to do outside of the conferences, and it makes it way more fun because then you can go lunches, dinners, gambles, all this shit. That's the same thing I think for dice classes too, right?
I agree, because also people let their guard down. It's a place where it's alive, and it takes you out of the normal hustle and bustle. Because next week actually we have the aesthetic show over at the Win over there. I can't make it out to because I'm turning 50 and I got all these other stuff planned, and I told you I'm coming out to Vegas to see. We'll link up when I go out there for my birthday. But no, Vegas conferences, I've been out there for a few, and they're fantastic.
So Lip King, you just mentioned aesthetic show. Let's get to that, okay? Because that ties into your handle.
All right, so
Lip King.
Yeah, I'm in aesthetic medicine. So I own a med spa out here in Massachusetts. It's called Lip King Aesthetics. So I do Botox, fillers, all that stuff. I beautify women. You know, I beautify 10 ton. Next time I go out, I'm bringing a bottle of Botox. I'm gonna freeze you
Oh,
up.
sweet.
Yeah, I'll
Sweet,
tighten you
dude.
right up. You know, and I'll give you
That'll
that
be
that
awesome.
penis enlargement that you wanted. You know what I mean? I'll give you some girth. I'll make it like a tuna can. Uh,
Oh my God. I can't wait.
yeah, but
Oh my
you've seen
God.
like all the women that I beautify over
Oh my
here.
God. Seems like a good line of business, man.
No, it is. I got into it like 11 years ago, and it's been fantastic. It helps my bankroll. You know what I mean? So,
Oh
yeah,
my God, dude. That is just so funny. Yeah. So, man, I should show some of you. You know what? Speaking of this, dude, I'm gonna put some of these pictures that you sent me, because one's in your
you're
office,
off it. Yeah, in
right?
between patients.
Oh my God. Yeah, this will be great, dude. Let me move this. Let me show everyone. And then before we get into the checking out the chat, dude, let me check this picture out. All right. This is, here we go. Dude, this is in this is in your
My
office.
off. Yeah, it's in one of my exam rooms where that's my throwing station, and I throw in between pages like nonstop. Like I probably a week. I probably throw 500 rolls a week.
So you're practicing at work while you're taking breaks,
Yeah.
dude. That's awesome.
Yep.
So where'd you get this little station from?
Actually, I got that from the Dominator.
Oh my God, dude, we're gonna have someone.
Yeah,
This
we'll
is
touch
gonna
upon
be.
that.
I
Yeah,
keep
that
derailing from Kogan Ninja. Okay, heavy dominator. All right, this is great. All
that's
right,
a
so you
Dom
bought
special
this.
right
How
there.
much did
Yeah.
this cost you? $1,000?
No, it wasn't. No, it
How
was maybe
much?
like maybe 400.
Oh man, yeah. I was talking to Bo, and Bo used to sell these. Bo used to
Yeah.
sell these. I believe he did something. I think it might have been. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might have been shout out Aloha Johnny. I don't know, but I think that they used to do. I'm pretty sure I'll have to ask him about this. But I'm like, why are we not like selling these and making these? But you
You should.
know,
I'm telling you, it's so beneficial. You know, because as you can see right there on the left by the dice is the gripper. So you know, work grip,
oh
toss right
yeah,
there.
right here.
Right there. Yep. Yeah. You know, at Dom's class, he'll say you everything, including his kidney. You know,
Yeah. Okay, so before we get into that, but okay, so with
and
this
then my
gripper now, but
table.
I saw you
Yeah.
from shooting from stick right one when you were out here.
Right. No. Yeah. I'm a stick left guy. Stick right's my second spot.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, and then hold on, I'm gonna now this
My
other
custom
picture
table.
that you sent me. This is a custom table.
Yeah.
All right, let me check this out. Let me add this one. Okay, that's nice. I mean, how do the patients feel? Are is that when
No,
they're
they're in a that room's like separate. That's overflow. They don't go in there. That's why that's blocked off. That's my
it'd be
special
nice that you
space.
could, if you had patients in there in the waiting room and like, hey, throw some dice while
Some
I've got
dice.
the
Yeah.
while I've
You
got
know
the
what?
lidocaine all over your face.
You
You
know,
know,
maybe like Toca Madera. If you throw a hard six, you get like 50% off.
you get a yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Hold on a second. All right, let me add this other one. All right. Okay. All right. So what are we looking at right here, man? What is this?
That's my baby right there.
Oh man, this is your table.
That's my table. Yeah.
Man, I wish I had a better picture of this, Lip King. A full-on picture. Where'd you
Yeah. I
get
had
it?
grabbed that on my phone. No, that was Hitman made it for me.
Hitman?
Hitman, yeah. Casinos.
Oh no, I don't know. I've never heard of that guy.
Yeah, you gotta follow him on IG. He put my logo on it, everything. Yeah, I sent you another.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I see in the middle where the ATS is up there with my logo. Yeah, it's
Yeah, dude. Yeah, right there.
yep.
Okay, that's awesome, dude. He's got customized with the Lip King. That's awesome.
Yeah, he did one half hard, one half bouncy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what's underneath there. I wonder how he did that. Did he just put like a layer of neoprene underneath the one side? You don't
Yeah.
know?
I'll tell you, the one side is bouncy though. It's trampoline.
Dude, I like that. I do like that he's got the that you've got the circle hops.
Yeah.
Up here. I love having circle hops versus the ones that look like dominoes. I just think these are.
I'm not a hop guy though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for the placement of them, I think it's visually easier to see and place these bets. For anyone that's making a felt, I think that these are the better ways. Bellagio has these. Cosmo. These are great. These are the best. All right, so you've mentioned a bunch of teachers. You know what, dude? Let me just get to chat first, all right?
All right.
I'm trying to make an effort to run the show proper. You know what I mean? It's so not proper. It's like I'm probably doing everything wrong. I always forget to say like and subscribe. Always. Every show, like and subscribe.
Well, everybody honestly, you should like and subscribe. You know, I'm a proud Patreon guy, and I love all of the content that's on there, that's put out.
Dude, thanks, man. I know you're not just saying that. Parsons Bootlegger, Mad Hatter, G-Dub.
Mad Hatter's logo is sick.
Oh, dude, Mad Hatter's logo? Check it out. Mad Hatter.
That's fire.
He does some customizations on his hat. He always has. Yeah. He gets some stuff
props,
like
props to Mad Hatter. Props to Mad Hatter.
Dude, G-Dub. Oh my God. I got to find this thing that G-Dub sent me. He sent me this like, it was either like some sort of little animation of the $50 ferret. It was actually amazing.
Yeah.
I gotta find that.
So you guys have ferrets out there. We have gremlins out here.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, because they fucking multiply. It's crazy. You put water on them and they just multiply like gremlins. It's insane.
Well, I mean, this is, again, we started earlier. I'm never going to start a show. It seems like I'm kind of going back to the East Coast. We got East Coast Craps, Sweet Lou. Oh, dude, we got Grasshopper. We got Reapers in here.
Oh, Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, yep. Reaper. Carolina
Reaper. Yeah, good dude, man. Good dude.
Huggy Bear.
Huggy Bear was my fullback at I think it was Cromwell.
Yeah, nice. And then ATS Hunter. Yep, nice. Fucking Lucky 2. Nice, dude. This is awesome. Yeah, thanks for everyone for showing up. It's pretty, actually, very nice. Very nice. I was like, I wonder how many. I didn't really like advertise it. It's getting to be a thing. Spirit Tossing. Thank you. Double Deuces here. Real Pain. The Plow. Man.
The Plow.
All these guys are great. Todd. Oh, dude. Craig. Dude, this is Craig. I met Craig at
what is Zibolowski? What is he, the Polish Hammer?
Dude, that would be great. That would be great. He's up in Wisconsin, so hopefully he's hooked up with he's gotten together with Wisco. But yeah, I've up at Palms and Paris and low budgets here. Dude, X-Man. This is good.
X-Man.
See, so Seattle's got the. I think they right now they're
X-Man. Another X-Man. What's up, brother? You're a good dude, man.
Brunowski, and we got BRB, who you haven't.
I know we gotta link up at the Woods. We've been texting back and forth. So
because he doesn't play at Encore.
I know he's over in the Rhode Island area.
We got Advantage Player. Dude, this guy is one of the funniest guys in the world. Yeah, I'm sure he's been waiting all week for this.
That logo is hot too. I like that.
Yeah, that is. Oh my God, dude. And anyone who there's Lazy Dog. Oh, who's it? Stanley Start. I like that, man. Stanley Works was out in Connecticut, East Coast. Saki Mojo. Yeah. DBET9BH. Brian P. Yeah, man. This is awesome.
I love it. Oh,
dude. Also, Vegas Day Tripper. My buddy's here. VDT. I want to see if I got to figure out a way. We were talking about getting him on because VDT's cool. VDT knows how to play, which I love. He's one of the guys that was like, doing this stuff on YouTube that knows how to play.
See, that's rare. It's rare that you see that, Good. Props to VDT, man. That's awesome.
Ripper. Oh, dude, Dr. Yank's in here.
Dr. Yank. That's my guy right there. Him and Oz.
Old Bay, dude. Old Bay. Nice. Oh, dude.
I gotta tell you the story about that. I told you about Dr. Yank and Oz, how we met.
Oh yeah, dude. That's right. You should tell that story right now while I'm going through their Craftsmaster journey. Cool Whip.
So I was on every year, the family and I, we take a cruise because after in January, February, because my rush season is November, December. Everybody wants to look pretty for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. So we only go on Royal Caribbean, and so I'm on a roll.
Yeah.
And I could see out of the peripheral on my right because I'm stick left one. And I'm having a pretty good roll. And I look and I could see Dr. Yank, and I see Oz with his cap and his cigar hanging out of his mouth. And they were waiting to buy. And I saw them like kind of blocking people from trying to throw in, because if you ever play craps on a cruise, it's fucking anarchy. It's wild. It's wild. They don't give a shit. If you could find a little spot, they want you to buy in because
that sounds horrible. It really sounds horrible, dude.
It is, but it's their tables are fantastic. That's in my opinion. They die right there. But anyways, and so they were scoping me out, watching me and how I set and throw, and then when they got the dice, I was scoping them, and so in my mind, I'm like, they know what they've worked with somebody. And in their mind, they were saying the same thing,
right.
He's worked with somebody. And then after, like, we started talking, and then he said, yeah, I'm talking, whatever. And I'm like, everything got pieced together because I was signed up. I wasn't at the March class yet, because this happened when we cruised, I think early February. And then just hit it off how we knew each other from listening to the podcast, and then we got to shoot and just play together. And the last day, Dr. Yank went on a effing heater.
Nice,
it had
man.
to have been, honestly,
nice.
Dr. Yank, he was in a zone, like he was zoned in.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that look, he had that 1,000-yard stare. He was so locked.
Yeah,
he was in the bone zone. He was straight out. And Oz and I, Oz, by the way, I still got my chip that we have from there, from his role. Just so you know, Oz. It was easily over 40, and we made a ton of money off of him. There's no ATS on Royal Caribbean, so he's just pounding numbers, pounding. And Oz and I and Dr. Yank, because I think table max like 500. I want to say we got
probably right.
But it was fantastic.
It makes a Gold Coast look like a
I'll tell you what. And for him to do it on, and if anybody's been on a cruise, to have a 40 roller with all the madness in the place bets, and the good thing about it is there's no hops.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's no hop bets, but I mean, the war zone of all the chips around, it was great. And Yank and Oz were fantastic guys, man. Awesome, great guys. I'd shoot with them any day.
Dude, the community's great. Isn't it funny when you're at a table, speaking of like whatever, just people you don't know, you can you immediately know. You immediately know someone is not not random person. They've taken a lesson. They've done something. The minute you see someone with a setup, any sort of setup.
Yeah, if you're a craps player like us, like if you're like a sycophant like us, craps.
Nice word,
man. You could point one out a mile away, just by the set, the style, the release, the landing zones consistently.
Yeah,
and that's what I pointed out with them, and they pointed out with me, and that's how we got to mesh and collaborate, and we got to play together, and it was a great time. Yeah, it was.
Man, that's cool.
And
yeah,
I have to thank you for, your podcast and, Patreon and everybody, because without, Bo, he wanted to push me because I worked with Bo to get on this and link up with you guys. So thank you, Bo, because all of the people that I've met so far have been fantastic.
Okay. All right. So all right, let's get to that, because now you just mentioned everyone, but let me just finish up. This was the jacket, who I didn't know. The jacket's great. Missouri. Beautiful.
Mizzou.
Beautiful toss, man. Yeah, he's going to come out here soon. Fuzzy, what's happening? Jobless DGen. Stent Blazer.
Jobless DGen. I love that,
yeah,
dude.
I know.
That's the
Fucking
best.
Moonshine is here.
I love it.
Caveman. Dude, wow. Man, there's a lot. Helms. Kogan Ninja. Definitely one of the first guys coming after Dominator went public. Okay, so talking about this. One time when I was walking back to Howard's place to take like another class with him and practice, I remember he mentioned, because I was talking about him, he's like, if I hope I'm not like misspeaking, but I don't think I'm wrong. He said that, oh yeah, Kogan Ninja trained under Howard. That's
okay.
where it would make sense, given that would make sense. It would sort of line up. Chow from Hawaii. Who else did I get? Birdies and Aces. I think we're coming to the end of this, man. I just want to make sure I just gave everyone shout out.
Props to everybody in the chats, man. Thanks
that's really nice.
Supporting 10 Ton and his live.
And yeah.
Easy E. I love it. Easy E.
Dude, Easy E's funny, man. Hey, Easy E.
I love that handle, because I'm an old NWA guy myself.
Yeah, so Easy E, I got this. I saved this. This is the last shirt I saved for you, dude, because I know I set it aside. These are great. By the way, I got these vintage black long sleeve ones. I actually wore it to the casino. It was great when it was a cool night. So I love these, and I like wear this stuff too.
You need merch at the events, man. You're slacking on that.
You
should have merch. You know what I mean? A little store right there. Yeah, no, but you should. I would have bought a Casino Tears t-shirt.
Dude, I have them all in the room. There's a billion.
You didn't say nothing.
I'm not Mr. Hardcore Advertising. I'm barely remembering to like and subscribe. I'm just
but that's what I like. You're not the snake oil salesman, and that's the good thing. But be like, hey, I got shirts. You guys want a shirt? You know what I mean?
Shout out, roll the win, subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
I
tell
like
them,
it.
roll. No, but you should have, shirts there and everything else, and more dice to buy. Because I told you, when I go out there and set me aside.
Yeah. But and Ed, if he's watching, I don't know he'd be watching, because I know he's been tired, because we had that was a fun conversation, Ed, last night. I can't wait to listen to it. That was a good one. All right, who was the first person that you ended up taking a class from? Because you've mentioned everyone.
Everybody. All right, first one.
When was it? And let's talk about him.
God, I don't even know. It was a while ago. How I got to find out who Dom was there was this guy he was at Encore, and he had it was an older guy. He had the Peaky Blinders cap, the Tom Shelby hat, right? Yeah. Nice. And he had the Raleigh fingers stash rolling, right? And I'm watching him, and he's setting, and he's throwing, and he has the GT, the toss, right? And I went up to him, so I don't give a fuck. I'm like, where'd you learn how to toss? Because I was envious. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I want to learn, because when I'm 10 toes in. And he told me, he's just like, oh, the Dom, whatever. And I Googled it, and next thing you know, I signed up for a class. Right. So
okay, so where'd you take your class? Because listen, Dom,
Vegas only, baby. That's me. I'm like, yeah. Okay. So I flew out to Vegas, and I'm Ubering into this something of the blind. I forgot, a commission of the blind.
That's where I took it. Yeah, that's where I took it, in the school for the blind.
Right. So we're passing like this homeless camp. I'm seeing all these fucking tents and shit, and people smoking crack, all this crazy shit going on. And And I asked the Uber guy, I'm like, why is there so many homeless over here? He's like, oh, there's a food pantry over here. They're waiting to get in. Right.
Mhm.
So we're past Tent City. You go around and then you come, and actually the building's nice. That
Oh,
I'm
dude,
like,
dude,
and I'm
the
like,
building,
wow,
the
yeah,
building was nice.
it
You
really
know,
was. And I'm like,
I don't know
it's
if
in
the
a
people,
shit part of town,
I don't, yeah,
you
I mean,
know?
yeah. I
So
mean,
then you,
for all the students that can't see it, I mean, it's really nice, dude. It really is.
so you go in there and it's a 2 day seminar for those who haven't taken the GTC. And the first like hour and a half is Dom talking, and I'll one thing about it. Yes, he says it straight out, pretty much right off the rip. He's like,
Mhm.
I'm a capitalist. I'm selling, sell, right off. So I'll give him that. He didn't. It wasn't, you know trying to swindle you. He told you what his job was, and also to teach. Um, and then when you go down, there's tons of stations, and there's a bunch of instructors, and they were all great guys. Ronnie from Casino Quest was there. Really, Ronnie was a really cool dude. So one thing I'll say about GTC is you learn it's great for beginners because you learn the grip. You learn, even though they do the pendulum toss. I don't do the
Yeah.
pendulum toss anymore, but they focus heavily. You throw so much in those 2 days, and those are the positives from it. The
Yeah.
negatives is the hard way set is not. It's not a blanket set for everybody. It's not one size fits all. And the betting strategy, the come betting is fucking garbage. It's trash. I
Okay.
don't come
So,
bet.
yeah, but okay. The positives, though, about
Mm.
GTC. See, I have no regrets taking that class. In
No,
fact, I
absolutely
thought it
not.
was very informative. I think it could have been. It, it's so. It's maybe they could have. A lot of it's dice tossing, which I think a lot of
Right.
people love. So you're learning one shot only. That's it, and you're really only learning one betting strategy and one betting strategy only. Period. That's it,
But
right?
right, yeah, but they really don't touch, like, it's very minuscule or minute from the whole 2 days. You maybe go over betting for what? You're
You
there
go,
16
you
hours for an hour,
if that, yeah, you
if
want
that.
that's when you're at a table. That's when you're
Yeah,
at a
you're at the
full
full
table,
table. Right,
and they
right,
have two full tables, and you're actually it's you get to shoot in front of people, and that was it. Like I shot like I don't know however many times, 8, 9, whatever.
right.
Maybe I made, and that was it. And you run through the 5 count and
Yeah,
how you bet, or the other people there are running through a 5 count on you. Now
correct.
the 5 count, if I could be mistaken, okay, and you can please anyone correct me if I'm wrong, but the 5 count really sort of exists so you can just tread water or break even on a random roller. I think that's really why it exists. I'm pretty sure that's why. It's to sort of carry you through. I think my 5 count, which I was talking to Ed, which would be what I call a 10-ton triangle formation number 2, which is what I would use on a random roller, is a $70 investment. And I don't have to bet anymore. I get my money out if they make their point, and then I'm free rolling for an ATS. That's a story for another day. But to me, that's how I can deal with a quote unquote random roller or random shooter. Now, that 5 count, I'm pretty sure its origins is you're you're not winning or making money or losing money, and you're just sort of breaking even while the dice get past you. I'm pretty sure that's it with the 5 count. That's its origin. If I'm wrong, I would love to know.
May, Maybe that's what their mantra, their theory is. I took it as how to minimize your loss, pretty
Okay, yeah,
much.
well, yeah, that kind of is
You lose
partial of that.
less. Yeah, you lose less waiting, and then throwing out a $10 combat or 15 or $25 combat, throwing a little bit of odds. You throw two out there, but I can't. I personally, me, and I can't play that way. It's just that's not my nature.
I
can't do
I
it.
don't think a lot of people, I mean, let's get real. I would love to have, I'm going to email to Tom, see if he'd come on here.
Yeah.
I really don't think a lot of people play that way. Maybe people, I've met some old guys, like really old guys, right? I mean, they are old and they're like, that's the only way to play. You know,
well, yeah,
combat.
I've
with
seen them
odds.
at the table. I've seen some of them at the table, and I've seen them get their teeth kicked in 1,000%, you know, throwing out a $25 combat, 150 yards, 3 numbers out there, and then a 7 comes, and they just got smoked.
Yeah.
You know, and I've seen that more than
Oh my God.
than I've seen the W's.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just,
I mean, but it's just, I don't like the fact that it's just so absolute with these guys. A lot of like the combat odds guys, it's absolute. There is only one way to play, and this is how you play it. And I understand like why someone would teach it that way, because combat with odds, the more odds you go, it lowers the house edge. I'm pretty sure that's it in a nutshell and that's why he's going to teach something like that. I don't know if he really practices what he preaches. Who knows? I've never been at a table to play
I'll
with
tell
him.
you, one day I was at Foxwoods. It was about I don't know, a month ago. So, and it was a Sunday, and I saw a GTC guy there because I was watching him. I'm watching. He did the pendulum. He had the whole thing, and he was doing the 5 count. And it was kind of annoying. It's annoying to fucking watch. I'm telling you, it's painful. It's like watching paint dry. And then I went up to him and I said, "You worked with Dom?" He's Dom. He's like, yeah. And I started talking. We shot together in like he had a decent shot, whatever. But I don't know if BRB can chime in on that. If there's a lot of GTC guys over there at the Woods, but I did.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, there was 2 guys that I did. I forgot their names, but they it was like religion, following Dom's word on the combats and the 5 count. And I don't know how their patience, God bless them. I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're indoctrinated into a certain belief or a certain learning system, right. And then it's tough to veer away from that when you learn. So was Dom or was GTC, that was your first organized class?
That was my first, and then second was my man KD.
Oh, okay, wait. Okay, see, this is why you're here, Lip King, because you literally had so many of the people that I know. Okay, going back to the 5 count though, and Dom. So I did it. I got to tell you, I enjoyed that place where they had it, the School for the Blind.
Oh,
those students don't know. They don't know. It's a really nice place. I mean, it's actually nice. It's cool.
Really nice.
It's cool, man. And I mean, obviously, would have been better if it wasn't in where it was. Right. But I mean, not horrible. It's an all day thing. I was able to get my 10,000 steps in every day just because of how many breaks there are. So I mean, you could probably condense it all, do some things, whatever. I'm not running it. I felt like there wasn't enough focus on actual like betting what goes on at the table.
No,
but it was all about your throw. And for that, I give it an A+ because they really,
Agreed.
You know what I mean? This is the throw. This is how you do it. And let's practice it 1,000 times.
Like I said, like for beginners and and wanting to get the grip down and get the toss, or the par toss down. I thought it was an A+ on that, because you throw it like you and I know you throw a lot. You throw a lot of tosses, and you're with other. The instructors are good. There was one guy there. His handle, his handle was Kung Fu, because I wouldn't forget him, because his toss was it was Kogan Ninja, like I told you, like 2 tits and they were stuck together. And I went up to him. I said, I want to work with you. I need to get, I want a pretty toss like that. At the time, because the toss, you and I know our best toss looking ends up a 7. When I release it and I see it and I'm like, fuck.
When you
I know what's
discover
coming.
that side of the game, you're like, oh, right. And I always wanted to have like the most beautiful, perfect toss. I mean, I always comment on it right after I throw. I'm like, that's a beautiful toss. And then when it sticks, it's awesome. I mean, yeah, a lot of times those tosses do end up sevens.
They do.
but
They
BR
do. I'm telling you, more often than not, when I see it, when I'm looking at it in the air, and I know it, and I yell it right before it hits, and the dealer's like, "How do you know?" I'm like, "Because it was too good of a toss. That's why it looked too
Yeah.
pretty."
Yeah. And so listen, BRB said there are a few, most are not very good at the toss. I mean,
Yes,
you know what? Ronnie was there, and Ronnie's out here, nicest guy. Ronnie's over at Casino
super.
Quest. Gives
Yeah,
some, you know, Ronnie too.
yeah. I worked with
Dude,
Ronnie there. Ronnie was a great dude.
dude,
I worked a lot with Ronnie.
Ronnie's so
Yep.
nice, man. An awesome guy. He asked me, he's like, why did you take the class? I'm like, because I wanted to see what all the hubbub is about, bub.
Yeah, he was talking about his salsa dancing or whatever he does with his wife. I don't know, all this other stuff. But Ronnie's a really cool dude, man. He is.
Yeah. And so, but I think learning that is good because then you can learn all this other stuff. Learning the 5 count is good. So then you know, like, I fucking hate it. As ATS Hunter says, never made any fucking money. And so I don't know. Like I said,
Exactly.
I think it's a way to the 5 count is allows you to not lose money while you wait for the dice. I think that might be
I told you, you lose less. That's what it is. That I'm telling you, if you look at it, you'll stay there for what, 4 hours to throw in what, 5 bets.
Yeah, in some ways, I feel like you could make better use of that time. You know what I mean? You could take 5 sips of coffee and really study what's going on, or talk to your teammate or your crew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, G-Dub. Yep.
100%.
So, okay, so you left the Dom's class.
Yep.
And dude, listen, he's an OG. Give the guys flowers, right? You know?
He loves it. He loves himself, I'll tell you that.
And I just don't like the fact that there's only one way to play.
Well,
and I really hate that.
Yeah, but you could separate. You know, you could take what you want from it, and you know, get rid of the trash. You know, so I got from it the toss, the grip, in that aspect of it that I use today. Like the grip, I still use, and I use that gripper all the time that I ended up buying from him. And it helps me keep it aligned and my thumb in place, and it's great.
That's nice
and highly beneficial, I would say. You know, the practice rig I got from I bought a table from him too. I didn't tell you that.
Man, what a customer you were. The cost per acquisition, man. You were a gold mine. I told you.
Listen, like when I'm
he
in,
should
like
be retargeting you and sending you emails all the time to get you back.
No, you know, because long story. There's a lot behind it. So I got a custom table from like a 12-footer, and got it. And then I got it. Dude, it was fucking voodoo hex on it. Like he was stabbing it. Like a voodoo doll. Yeah, I had a shitty month. I mean, I was awful. Put it on eBay. I put it on Facebook Marketplace. So my buddy Kevin bought it. He's a big better like you, and bet stupid. But he doesn't know what he's doing. He just bets stupid. And he bought it for me, right? So I see him like a month later. He's like, that fucking thing's hexed. He's like, I lost like 40 grand in like 3 weeks after getting that table. He sold it.
Oh my God, dude. The cursed table?
The cursed table.
Where is it now?
I don't even want to know. I just keep it away.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Yeah. All right, so you don't play like that anyway, but the takeaways were like, I feel like the fundamentals and the tossing, all that stuff, just like I felt, and I always will say that the who you just mentioned, KD, King Dice, that's one of his, and dude, he'll be on the show. I'm gonna have everyone on here, dude. It'll be hilarious. But the takeaway from him and his classes and I would go there when I didn't have a table just so I could go and work on I would go to his place.
The pizza shop?
Oh, dude, before that, it was in that super sketch.
Dude, that's what I got to tell you about that.
Super sketch mall, right? And I would go there just so I can get on a table. While he was doing classes, I was always practicing my betting. So I was working on betting progressions with chips at a table there. not necessarily practicing a toss per se at all. So, but I still look at the positive is that he was teaching, just like Dom, a toss, repetitive. I know everyone's going to be Ed will probably be like screaming right now at the TV going, you know, but there's whoever it is, it's good to practice whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Right. No, where there's a table, we're playing and we're practicing. And if you didn't have the means at the time in your own apartment, if you didn't have a table, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
no, I didn't. And so listen, hey, ETG, I got to take a look. Hey, ETG, I'm getting these random guys in the chat that I'm just going to delete. There's going to be no mercy in this chat, by the way, how I'm going to run it. You're just going to get deleted and banned, you know? I mean, for some of these guys, there's going to be no politics, no anything, because no one fucking agrees on it, all that crap, or religion. No one will agree. This is just about craps. So.
Wait, how do they? Well, I'm not looking at the chat.
Yeah, if I see something, you're out of here, dude. There's not even there's no strike policy. It's just immediate. See it, ban later. All right. So, BRB says, Lip King, I practiced on a 12-footer a guy got from GTC, and after my shot, shit at the casino. Man, right?
See, I'm telling you that it's cursed. Don't buy. Don't.
Yeah. So, all right. So anyway, yeah. If anyone, sorry, some people in the chat. No, I don't have any mods. The mod is me right now. ETG might have to be a mod. Eventually, I'll figure out how to have a mod and do all that stuff. All right.
What is it, like bots coming in?
I don't know, man. This is like, I'm going to blame everything on son, not my son, ETG. You know what I mean?
You know, if you're getting bots, you made it big time. That's it.
Yeah. So, all right. I think low budget has to peace out later. Low budget. Okay. So KD, was that the next guy that you went to go see?
So KD was next. So I got the old address. I didn't know, which I thought was his address. So I go down there, I take an Uber, and I get dropped off, and it's in a sketchy, mall. And I go around the back. I'm like looking for the place, and it reminded me of remember like Danny LaRusso's apartment in Reseda and Karate Kid. When he with like an empty pool and like broken down Huffy bikes, and I'm like shady characters all around. Right. So I'm like, I'm gonna get rolled on. I got like 3 G's in my pocket because I was gonna play after. And I'm like,
because if you go straight down from Spring Mountain, you're gonna end up right at Encore. And
so I didn't like at the time, I didn't know where. Well, I just got dropped off in the middle of Death Valley to me. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be scrapping. So I started looking for stuff. I think I grabbed a rock, so I had it in my hand, just a little weight in case I have to throw down. And it's just like very shady, nefarious people walking around, and then I saw his place, and I'm calling his number, and he's not answering, and I'm like, this motherfucker, and I keep calling, and I paid him for it, and I'm getting pissed. And then finally, like he probably just woke up. He's like, hey, wait, I'm like, I'm here. He's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, well, yeah, and I told him where he was. He's like, no, I'm at the pizza shop. I'm like, what fucking pizza shop? What are you talking about? So I had to take an Uber down to the pizza shop. I go down there, and then we went to town and started throwing. And the good thing about him was a lot of throws, worked on technique, worked on release, worked on landing zone, different dice sets. He wasn't just a hard way guy. We tinkered with a few things with my grip, with my release, and he was a fun dude. His story was pretty good. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I take it for what it's worth. And he's from Colorado, I believe, right?
Yep.
And it's talking about like his businesses and things like that. But I did get a lot of throwing in and work with him. And Katie, he was a cool dude, man. I like Katie as a person, and I thought he was very similar. His style was similar to GTC. I don't know where he got his formal training from in craps. I don't remember, but
I guess you could say that shot that he's teaching is really a variation of the par toss.
Right. Correct.
I don't know. I forget if there's a backswing to it. I forget.
Yeah, there was a backswing at the time when I took it. He could have changed and modified it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did have. I did do a pendulum with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, hold on a second. Lip King. Hey,
Yeah.
ETG. I need you to come here and just manage this chat and get rid of the fucktards. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. I'm going to let ETG deal with, you can see him. All right. This guy. I don't know who these guys are, but man, you can call it out in the chat for anyone to take care of. I don't know who some of these guys are. I don't know who. I don't know. Like, I don't know a lot of them, but I'm just going to police it hard. It's not like I've got thousands of people here.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, just sign up and come create another username and come back and tell me I made a mistake, right? You can pretty much tell. I have no problems with, I'm glad that he was teaching. I thought King Dice was good for the game.
Yeah, no, he is.
You know, it was like, we need more people to give it that surge in popularity. I know a lot of people didn't like his methods, but you can say the same thing about Dom. You know, I mean, they're opinionated, very opinionated teachers.
Well, the thing with KD was it was just strictly the toss. The focus was the toss. There was no betting. Zero on betting.
Yeah.
So if you want to go there with him and just work on your toss for 4 or 5 hours, you're gonna work on it. And get it down. You know. So that was a good thing. Is the toss, is the grip. You know, the trifecta. You need the grip, the release, the landing zone. Those three things. I mean, if one of them is off, your toss is going to be off.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. In some ways, you can't argue with the basic sort of overarching concepts. I think then it comes down to like personal preference. There was really no betting with King Dice.
No,
nothing.
No,
no betting. I mean,
zero betting.
Yeah,
I
think, and he will. I think he will even you know, admit to that, because I mean, he would be like, yeah, that's all I was doing was just focusing on betting when I was even over there using his place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
nice table in there, you know?
Yeah, they had a couple. So after KD and that, but dude, that was a good, in theory, having a place where people could go, sort of like how Casino Quest has it or had it, because I
had it before in the mall,
one of those people. I was one of those people that would drive to have a table. When you don't have a table, you're always trying to practice in a real life environment. So that was one of the first people going over to Casino Quest, and just so I can work on the toss. That's where I first met Ronnie way back in the day.
And when I was flying to Vegas, I'd reserve an hour at Casino Quest and just go in there and toss and get warmed up, and because I didn't want to throw in my room, and I just wanted to get the feel down, because I'm flying in from Boston. And I just didn't want to start at a $25.
Yeah, there's a real need for that, dude. There is a real need. Like I honestly feel like, God, man, if I had a spot, I just have tables in there. You can just go in there and do it. Like, that was a good idea.
It was a really great idea. I loved it. They moved. Is that correct? They're no longer in the mall, Casino Quest.
No. They're over. I think they're over. I haven't been to the new spot. I think I have to ask John from Pro Craps. I mean, they're over near Palace Station.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha. So after KD, I met up with Bo, actually.
Yeah.
And Bo pretty much was like the Mecca who put everything together, I would say. The top. And the good thing about Bo was...
how did you get in touch with... So, is Heavy fit into this at all?
No, I reached out to Heavy, but like I said, when Heavy was in Vegas, I couldn't do Vegas. So it was just the timing. It wasn't going to work for us. And he did his thing in Texas, and I said, like I stated before, I wasn't going to go to I wasn't going to go to an area where there was no live tables action going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I met up with Bo. I forgot it was a craps forum, and people were talking about Bo Parker, Bo, dice coach. And I said, all right. I reached out to Bo, set up a time, flew out with him, met out with Bo at his house.
So you heard of him from other classes? Because I first heard of Bo as random because he had these videos out. Only had a few of them.
I didn't see any videos of Bo. I just went by word of mouth, and then people were swearing by Bo. And as evidence, if you've ever worked with Bo privately, the proof is definitely in the pudding with him. He is so knowledgeable, great guy personally, and like very non-judgmental. He's just focused on mechanics and focused on betting. And he had me change a lot of my betting style, my presses, and double up my pass line and things like in that nature. Working with me, stick right one, straight out. Bo was fantastic. I thought, well, there's one more teacher after him, but out of everybody, because I had the basis down, I would say it was highly beneficial. Because I worked with GT, I've thrown a ton.
Yeah.
And it was probably a lot easier for Bo to work with me because I had experience.
Yeah, totally, man.
Than a newbie.
Well, yeah. Plus, all those guys started together.
Right.
Despite what they all say,
Right.
They might say one was in each other's class, but they were all, according to Bo, I'll have him on to talk about this too, because I'm going to have Bo and Heavy on, which will be fucking awesome. To talk about the good old days, because those guys were all in the same room at one point, and the same lecture was Heavy, Bo, and Dom. They were all in the same. They were all students at one point. So
why the breakup? Do you know the why?
I don't know, man. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. Everyone goes their separate ways. I mean, they all worked together at one point.
Right. So there was something that happened.
I don't know.
There's something that happened.
Who knows? It all always boils down to what? Money, probably. Right? Money and ego.
Why did the Jackson 5 break up? Who knows?
So anyway, Bo, he is very underrepresented on YouTube, right? But he had like these few videos out there, which are really old.
I saw him after. They're very old school. It looked like old 70s porn. He's got to work on his
Yeah, he should add some music to that.
Like the Skinamax in the 80s.
Oh my God. Yeah. So anyway, those were his. So that's funny, man.
Yeah, I was waiting for like the bow chicka bow to go on. And Bo came on.
So Bo's, I think, the most complete sort of he's not locked into any sort of like strict playing style. You have to play this way. It's more like fitting the style to the person, which I really like, and takes the time to understand you, then to understand, because you really have to match. I think betting styles match up with personality types as well.
Agreed.
And you're sort of, how aggressive you want to be. I think it boils down to sometimes it's deeper stuff, like with G-Man. Like when we were talking to G-Man, I think his hesitancy towards getting bets up there or maybe pressing so late, that's a function of something deep inside of him when it comes to betting and maybe letting go of money or risk taking. I think it's good stuff for betting and gambling. It's much deeper than that. It kind of reminded me of my dad. My dad wouldn't be that way, I think. You know what I mean? Very cautious betting, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't. But in this game, if you want to make money, you got to bet big, and you have to press, and you have to make yourself uncomfortable to be comfortable. And how I did it is, as at Encore, is I played the high limit table, because
Yeah.
one, it was, $100 minimum, and there was only like three or four people, and nobody's doing stupid hop shit. And actually, the most money I've ever won is always on high limit tables because there's nobody there. It's very,
Oh,
very
interesting,
limited.
man. So, because what about there being no one there?
Because they probably couldn't afford it. At Encore on Friday and Saturday nights in Boston, upstairs is the high limits, and it's $100 table. And there's probably, every time I go there, it's maybe like three or four of us up there max. And I get my position. I get stick left one. There's two guys. Out, but you're betting heavy and you're hitting heavy. You obviously you could lose, but I've won more because I'm starting at a higher amount.
Yeah.
Going 440, or and then pressing and pressing and pressing. But that's the only way to push yourself to get comfortable starting out high. Because if you set out, $10, $15, on your, I'm saying on yourself too. But that helped me bet higher on myself, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to get to Encore, but after Bo, where did you go as far as and after you had, and that was how many lessons with him? One?
I did one with Bo, and he told me, because he's the one who told me, you guys are just getting started. He was telling me, he's like, oh, we're gonna do this thing, at this guy 10 ton. I don't care what fucking kind of name is 10 ton. Anyways, at the time, and he's just like, 31st floor, he was kind of telling me about what was to come. And he,
Right.
told me about the podcast. And then that's how I got linked in to following and listening. And I said, I'm gonna take it, because when you get in, if you really want to be a craps enthusiast, I won't say enthusiast, for lack of a better term, maybe like I said, like a sycophant. You want in it because you love the game. You want to make money, and it's just not a hobby. You have to continue your growth by education.
Yeah.
By, no matter who it is, because everyone that I've worked with, I've taken a piece of what they've taught, what I've learned, and applied it to my own style. Pretty much, it's like a paella of information, and then I extract it.
Paella.
Yeah, of what I want.
So important. That's why I think, like, taking all of these classes and all of these, you can pick up little pieces.
Right.
And then if you are working on it, just taking little things that you like from each one and not assuming everything, like, there's no way that I wait to after a craps number, like after a aces or midnight, like Bo does. I do not do that, but occasionally I will, right? Occasionally, let's say the dice go off and then there's a stick change and then I see an ace deuce. I think I have actually turned my bets off then, just because there's been like too many things, and then I'll wait one more, right? Or now I'll turn them off. But I think that not one teacher or coach is right all the time. There's just too many ways to play the game. And if you're going to develop your own style, then you should pick out the pieces that you like. Oh, I like this. Or, you know what? I do like this 10-ton 2-hit takedown. Well, guess what? There's a time and place for that little move. You might use it once in a session, but there's a time and place for it. And then you'll like this, or I turn my bets off here. Maybe I'll do a 5 count once. Who knows?
Well, here's the thing with Bo. With that, I will tell him that I will give him credit for this. For myself, if I throw, it depends what set I'm using, because it might be on axis. If you get a 12 or if you get aces, and so for myself, I won't turn it off. But you and I spoke to you previously when we were talking on the phone was, if you see a random do it, I'm definitely doing it for 2, because when the 12 comes up, they're flipping one die. That's it. You know, I started watching and analyzing and trying to get really analytical when it comes
Yeah.
to craps. So they'll hand the person, they'll slide back the dice to the shooter, and they'll just pick it up at the set they gave them. So it'll be a 6 and a 5. I'm telling you, with it's gonna be 7s coming out, you know, more often than not. And I've adapted that to randoms. But if it was you, Ed, or you know, Jay Bird or somebody like that, absolutely not. I wouldn't turn off, because it's probably part of your set, part of your axis, I would say. Or you're trying to go for it because you're going for the ATS.
Yeah.
So, you know, the randoms are just shaking up, and you know what I mean? See you later. And praying.
Yeah. I think you end up figuring out, and hopefully like all these people taking our classes, like there's stuff from Heavy, like, you know, oh man, BRB sent me something. And I shout out BRB, who you definitely have to hook up with, because we should talk about
we're definitely gonna link up, yeah.
He sent me this great article, but it was from Heavy, is about left and right brain, right? Thinking, which Bo's talked about too. But I've always said this. I think Heavy's a great writer, man. That guy's a great writer. If
his articles are fantastic.
I mean, dude, what a writer, you know? I mean, for anyone like that's where the gold is. I mean, he's just a good writer. I mean, the guy can talk for fucking ever, but he's a good, you know what I mean?
He's a great orator. He is, by far, you know. And but the thing about the craps game, it's a kaleidoscope. It's always changing, and every hand is different.
That's a good way to describe it, dude. It's a kaleidoscope.
Yeah, it's forever changing. So, and it also encompasses so many facets in life that we've learned. You know, there's math, there's strategy, like the game Risk. Remember that game?
Mm-hmm.
There's physics, there's kinetics, there's critical thinking, and then like there's Bo's metaphysical. He calls it metaphysical. I call it visceral. You know, you feel it in your stomach. You know that. Or if you're a craps player, you feel that. Whatever comes on to you to tell you, like, turn it off, or something bad's gonna happen, or hop the 10s, or hop this. Just something intrinsic that does happen. It's to be a craps player, or like a real craps player, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you say? Like, you were talking, was it last week? You said, I'm going to throw a hard 4, and you threw a hundo on it.
Yeah. I don't know if it was a hard 4, but yeah. Or
you said you're like, I know I'm hitting this, and you just know, you feel it.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times it's like, man, was it Ed? I don't know who I was talking to about this, but I feel like your intuition is strong.
Exactly. Sometimes, it's like Yoda. It's fucking Yoda.
You know, but I think intuition is a byproduct of a real sort of having all these strong fundamentals and knowledge of the game, so that now you're perceiving all the other little details that there's no way you would focus on when you're just learning the game. You're too confused. There's too much right here that you, in the short term, of like, how do I even make this bet? What do I do if my 6 hits, right? Or I can barely pick up the dice without my hand shaking. You are not thinking about all the other, like, higher level things, the nuances of what's going on, the little things that I think can go into into your intuition, you know?
Yeah, but when you're playing and you're like, so we're shooting, everything becomes pretty much like involuntary. It's like breathing or blinking. You know what you're pressing and how it's going to go, and it's so fluid, and it's seamless, and it's like poetry. It's boom, 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 done. You know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's part of your consciousness, because of your competency of knowing and playing.
Yeah. There's something to be said. I think that's why I think a lot of the the players that are playing for a long time, and you can learn a lot from these guys because not only they've seen it all, but hopefully they're not just playing the same. Man, I was talking to Ed about this. It's like that's my big gripe about YouTube. I forever will have a gripe about YouTube.
I'm with you.
Because you and I were probably both on there way back in the time. That's why we emailed Kogan Ninja, because there's nothing out there, right?
Right.
So there's nothing out there. So you're going to reach out to these guys, but then you realize it's like, okay, I actually would be curious to take Kogan Ninja's class. I would actually be curious because I haven't, you know what I mean? Just to know like that itch of like, okay, what is the secret sauce? Are you really talking about betting? Because he's really talking about shooting. And I don't really see much about betting there, which to me is the forgotten.
It's kind of in what you sent me of his farewell speech that he's retiring in 5 fucking years. He talks about some, what do you call it? Did you hear this? Some system that he has.
Oh no, but dude, check this out though.
Oh, God.
But Dr. Yank, the harder I practice, the luckier I get. So true, man. And in some ways that's like, it's almost like poker too. The more you like play and the more hands you see, sometimes you end up, it seems like you get luckier, but you're just in the mix a little more. East Coast Craps, Chichi Rodriguez. What a name. You know who that is?
Chichi.
Dude, yeah.
The golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Masters weekend, baby. It's huge right now. I love it.
Yeah. So, that's awesome. I give a class every day, Craps Master Journey. Doing it, man. And then it's not energy, just skill. Advantage player, this is good. Chance favors the prepared mind. I would agree with that. I mean, being so prepared for everything that you can, whatever, audible. That's what I say. You can audible, you can improv, you can do so many things at the table because so many weird situations happen.
Well, the opportunity, the opportunity happens when, when all the hard work that you've put in all pieces together. I wouldn't say it's luck. It's more skill and relying on your fundamentals.
Yeah.
You become more of a winner than you are. You're going to lose. Obviously, there's going to be PSOs. There's going to be, but I think if you put the time in, the dedication, it's it's maybe if you go through like the Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism, if you read any of that, they talk about like the 7 C's of like success is clarity, knowing what you want. There's commitment. You're all in, like you and I, like we're all gas, no brakes. Confidence. You got to trust your skill level from everything that you've learned from no matter who it was. You've built that up to a certain skill level in your grind. And the other thing is consistency. You got to practice. Like this game, you just can't pick up the dice. If you're not practicing consistently, you're setting yourself up for failure. Failing to plan and planning to fail.
How often are you practicing, Lip King?
Every day.
Obviously,
every day.
In between,
I'm in my office. My office is open 6 days a week, so I'm like in between. I'm throwing. Along with it, you got to have courage. You got to step up. You got to nut up, dude. You got to you got to nut up. Competency from all the training that you've had and you control. You got to master your emotions because all the people at the table that are buying in and throwing hot bets and all that other bullshit that can throw you off. You just got to be disciplined.
Yeah, man. Do you practice? How do you practice? So a lot of these guys, obviously, that you've mentioned, focus on the toss. Where did you learn how to bet? How would you describe your betting style? And where did you practice that? And obviously, you're not doing that.
My
in between Botox injections.
Well, yeah, I'm not betting. I'm writing, like I'm trying different sets and putting it down and seeing what's working and see what's gonna conform to the table, because one set on my practice rig or on my home table may not translate to a real table. You know how that goes. So that's what I'm doing. So at home I'll practice like bedding, pressing.
Do you practice on a roll though? See, that's why I feel like a lot of people, when they're even using Bone Tracker, and I'm guilty of that myself, when I would just practice, all I would do is just practice a throw. And obviously a lot of times, but now whenever I practice, I'm always practicing with bedding.
Well, when I'm in between patients, like it's so.
No,
fast.
You can't.
Yeah, I can't.
You should just give one the stick.
I'll you just know it. You feel it. You know what numbers are popping up like on certain sets. I know 4, 6, and 10 are coming out.
Yeah.
And then when they do, I'm going to town on them. You know, so but like what Bo says, I'll pull down numbers if isn't. Just the other day, I had 8s weren't hitting, and I just pulled it down. But every time we pull down, it comes out. But I don't care.
It's so funny, dude. Ed and I were talking about this yesterday when he was going through the set. He's like, all right, the 9 and 10, like they haven't come out, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pull the 10 down, and then the 10 hits because it always happens. It seems like it always happens, right?
You know what? And I've tried this. I've pulled it down, and then I've done the hop. I've hopped it. Different number comes up. As soon as my hop's gone, the number pops up every time. So I don't even do it. I've conceded to it.
Yeah.
And just let it go. It's one roll. Who gives a shit? Move on.
Yeah. Do you have this is a good question in chat while I'm checking out. Pete, what casino tables are most similar to your practice tables? Do you have, as far as your table, since you've got 2 sides to it, do you find that one casino like at Encore?
One side's like Encore. There's in their craps bit they have downstairs. There's 6 tables, and there used to be one good table, and it was by the food court, but they moved it over into the pit, and they changed all the layouts, so they're all bouncy, super bouncy. The one upstairs, the high roller table, is the only decent one. So my bouncy side is pretty synonymous to Encore and to Twin River in Lincoln, Rhode Island, where BRB plays at Foxwoods. They have really good tables. I'm sure he will.
Lip King, I got to introduce you to 6 Easy. How did I forget this? 6 Easy, who I saw in the chat. Great guy. He's at Encore all the time. I got to connect you guys. Oh, yeah. I got to connect you guys. He'll talk your ear off. He'll even tell you. Just get ready for it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because the Encore here is nothing. You picture Encore like out in Vegas in Encore.
Yeah, talk about
it is the complete opposite. As in, the only thing synonymous with it or very similar are the rooms. The rooms are gorgeous.
Okay.
At Encore Boston. But when you come to the casino, it's nothing like Encore in Vegas. It's I'd say it's very mid. It'd be like a Paris,
interesting,
or a Mandalay Bay.
Interesting, because you would not think that. I've never been to Encore in Boston, right? But I automatically think it's going to be Encore and our Wynn are arguably the nicest casino in Vegas. I think they're pretty,
without a doubt.
If they are, and then maybe Venetian
Palazzo next,
now, maybe.
Yeah.
I'd say Fountain Blue's right up there, just based on a lot of things. But overall, for everything, it's probably not even close. It's Wynn, Encore, then everyone else. But it is so not. So this Encore in Boston is nothing like this.
Not even remotely close. Like I said, the rooms, yes. Fantastic. Staying there, fantastic. My host there, she's fantastic. And she linked me up with Dan, my host that's in Vegas. So they took care of me really well. The one thing I can say that's parallel with each other is the service. They're top notch when it comes to service, and but food sucks. Is like rare. Their steak restaurants is fucking trash. The food court has like 3 things, like a Shake Shack and a couple. But
you know what though? That's the weird thing about Wynn and Encore here is that I honestly don't feel like they have, like, their strong point isn't restaurants. or anything like that. It's weird, right? I mean, the customer service, by the way, I didn't do this review that I want to, but I filmed it all. I think that I was blown away by the customer service at Palazzo and Venetian. I mean, everyone at every level, from the cashier to the rewards to the front desk. I mean, it was another level there. So whatever they're getting paid, no wonder. I know that they pay the dealers the most out of any casino, but it's reflected in the customer service there. It stuck out like a sore thumb, dude. If you like customer service,
I do.
I'm
huge on customer service.
I mean, listen, Wynn and Encore, it's still great. Like, I would always make sure I'd go and check in at the Wynn at their sort of the the separate towers. I forget that whatever they have.
The Encore, they have the tower,
the suites. Yeah. That's always nice because you've got a private. You have private
entrance.
entrance.
Uber,
So nice.
Everything's
so
right
chill.
there. Nice.
Go right on the casino floor. It's wonderful. But I feel like it's not that amazing as far as restaurants go, or the amount of restaurants. Whereas I think Venetian blows them away, and Palazzo, because of that restaurant row and how many options you actually have. Whereas obviously shopping, you're going to get, Wynn, Encore. I mean, if you're going there with a girl, I don't see how any girl would not be their favorite casino.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you get into clubs, which I don't go to. Of course, they've got the best. So obviously, I think. Oh yeah, man, dude, I gotta put you in touch with Six Easy. All right,
I was out there. Well, because I'm a golfer too, so I got to play. They set me up with golf out there at the Wynn, and the course was phenomenal. But my wife and I, we walked through the Palazzo in Venetian, so that's where I'm staying in June, because I'm like, this place is gorgeous.
Cool.
And you told, and I didn't get to play there, so I don't know the tables. So when I go out there in June, we're gonna have to hit them up, because if I'm staying there, I'm playing there.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. And by the way, the other thing about the Venetian and Palazzo, those tables are lower, dude. So it's like playing at Aria. They're noticeably lower, and that's why I like Aria too. And obviously, I'm not like super tall, so it's like, we're
like the same height, so
they're very comfortable. By the way, shout out Todd 1010. You have a hell of a show. Kudos to all the content is great. Everyone like and subscribe. Thanks for reminding me. But yeah, appreciate it, man, very much. Yes, we hit the. I am horrible at hitting the like, and I got to get a mod, dude, a moderator, man. Dude, you can judge by carpet quality. I guess you can, man. Funny story, man. When I was waiting with Mad Hatter, we were waiting. It's the last and only time I've been at the Rio. I was staring at their carpet had these crazy monkeys. I thought I was tripping on acid when I was looking. I took a picture of that. They had these crazy monkeys on the carpet. I always remember that with Mad Hatter. All right. So anyway, Encore is Paris. It's like Paris.
Or Mandalay Bay, or along those lines. Like it's just
it's mid.
It's mid casino. Rooms are top tier. I told I told you, like, my host hooked me up with that 3-bedroom elevator suite for my 10th anniversary. It was blown away.
Nice, dude. You had a 3-bedroom elevator suite?
Yeah, it's what is like 12 grand a night. They're supposed to be. She's very gracious and very, very phenomenal, I would say. And like, my wife's like, how do we step down from this? I'm like, well, wait, we are stepping down from this, because I'm not paying that for it. But yeah, no, even the bell guy's just like, oh, this is the big boy suite, and he's never been in it, and he walked around and took a peek.
Yeah,
it was it was legit. But as we got off topic, I wanted to talk about my last person I trained with. Was Tony Leo.
Oh, dude, shout out Tony Leo. I just talked to him last week. Okay, yeah. Nice, dude. Tony Leo. How do we forget Tony? Tony's going to be on. I talked to him, and I said, Tony, I want to talk to you about stuff that you don't talk about on anyone else's show. Like, I think the thing that I wanted to talk about, Tony, is that being a player in Vegas, it's such a unique proposition, and it forces you to play different. I mean, I played a lot different. You just are a different player when you're around it all the time. So Go ahead, Tony Leo. That's awesome. When did you hook up with Tony? And Tony's, by the way, another OG, man. He had videos that I watched so long ago, you know?
I forgot how I found, maybe it was Tony from Facebook stuff, and you know, people going at him. Like he'd go at people in his comments, and I kind of liked it, you know.
Dude, that's the Italian.
Yeah.
That's the Italian.
That's what I liked about him. Like, oh,
right?
I'm like, this guy takes no shit. He's just like, you know what? Meet me here. You want to roll? We'll go. You know, you put your money where your mouth was. So that's why I'm like, oh, I like this dude. He's got, you know what I mean? He's got some moxie in him. I like that. I reached out. It was the same weekend I met up with Bo. So I saw Bo first, and then I told him,
oh, wow, you did.
Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bo was kind of just like, didn't say much about it. So I don't know what's going on there with them two, but so Tony's, how would I put it? His teaching is very abstract. I will say it's not for everybody. It's like Leonardo da Vinci meets Good Will Hunting on his,
what the hell?
Exactly. You know, with his progression and tier betting and leveling up. It's kind of it's like a modified martingale, you know, type thing, because his is shooting in his systems. You know, when he sends you the packet's like this thick, and
Tony's got a definite, he has systems, and these are systems,
and you have to follow them.
Yeah, that's what a system is.
Right, yeah, like by gospel. They you have to follow it, or you will lose a shit ton of money, and you have to have a bankroll for it. But he's got it all mapped out.
Like, he's got everything, and that's what I can appreciate for anyone. Forget about if you are like, I'm a member of this school and I bet this way. There's a time and place for it, but he's got it all mapped out. Incredible detail to every. I mean, even if you want to disagree with it, like you disagree with the 5 count, you still have to respect the fact that he's put the time and wrote out every single thing that could happen to you. This is what you need. So I feel like he's got all his bases covered. He's not just.
Well, he does, because everything's hedged.
There's nothing wrong with that, though, but it's a system, whereas it's from beginning to end. You need this much over this much time, down to what you have to do. Again, it's a whole different thing. I think I've come up with the best way to describe it. He's like, he's a craps player. He's teaching craps like it would almost be like a cash game poker player. I feel like those are very similar in, like, you're going on a daily grind,
you just said it right there. Daily. If you live in Vegas, it'll work for you.
Yes.
Whether you have to, if you want to make money, if you want to make $200 to $300 a day, I can see it working 100%. But again, it's a lot of money to invest for a little amount of the return. You have to agree with that.
I guess so, but
you need at least 25. You need
you need a big bankroll to play craps.
You need a bankroll buy-in.
I think to win any money at craps.
I agree, but you know, just say like the average people in this forum here that go to casino tiers, you know, like, you know, you go into the high bankroll, I go in with a pretty decent bankroll. Not everybody goes in with $5,000-$10,000 bankrolls.
Copy that. Yeah.
You know, so you gotta kind of fit it to your group. You know, you got to start it out, let's say 1,000. I would say it's fair for everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Would you say on average?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
If we're just going to do a blanket number, it's like 1,000. So you kind of have to go to what your base is.
Yeah.
And you can't do it with Tony's with 1,000.
No, you have to have X amount. I think, I don't know what the bare minimum is that you have to have, but you need to, need to plan. I mean, but it is well thought out. That's what I can appreciate.
Oh, it is. It's methodical. And one thing I like about Tony, he's passionate about it. You know, he is extremely passionate about it.
1,000%, dude. But it's kind of like I don't know who I was talking to. Maybe it was Moonshine the other day on the phone. And I was saying, yeah, dude, this is a page. I showed him a page of the edits that I made on my book. And dude, it's like fucking insane. I said, that's what's taking me long. I'm halfway done with the re-edits. And I've almost written it because I feel like I've got every base covered for every person that's going to criticize how I played, because it's craps, and craps players are going to criticize it immediately. It almost goes without saying. They're going to be like, well, you don't need a pass line. Right? Like they're gonna be reading it and they're gonna say, but you don't need that. But you don't need to do this. And that's why I'm saying, I know you don't need to do this, but this is how I do it. And so I feel like you have to have your bases covered. And he brought up a funny thing. I was talking to Will, shout out Will again, talking about this book. And he's like, he said, you realize no one's going to read this. I'm like, I know. I mean, in the big grand scheme of things, maybe 100 people, who knows, but it'll be out there. But it's not like, for the time you put into it, I just have to almost get it out of my brain, and then it's out there existing. But yeah, it's anyway, you got to have your bases covered. Appreciate that. Tony has everything covered from, you need X amount of bankrolls.
Correct. Yeah, no, and he doesn't hide that. He tells you straight out.
No, that's awesome.
For this system, you need 2,500. This system, you need 5,000. This you need, because it's a level up system. But like, he was good. Like Tony was I learned some stuff from him on certain tosses, on off access tosses. And his buddy Mike had that was helping him out. He was really, really nice guy, super nice guy, really good toss. And then we went out I was staying at Red Rock, which I loved.
Yeah.
Tables there. They're awesome.
Dude, you like the tables at Red Rock? See, I think tables at Red Rock are too high. The rails are too high.
See, I felt it high at
during COVID.
It went really? Oh, during
COVID.
I got heat. Different.
I got heat, man, because they had the dividers.
Oh yeah, when the things came down.
Yeah, and they were wearing they were paranoid dealers, like in hazmat suits.
Yeah, they weren't like, trust me, they're not like that. The dealers were really gracious. They were awesome. Like, I'm a tipper. I know you're a tipper too, so you very limited. I don't get any heat anywhere. I told you the only place I've gotten heat was Treasure Island. I'll never go back to that place.
That's funny, man. I guess Bo's been banned from there. That's the place I never go,
because they're a bunch of assholes. They really were. I had to extend my arm out to show them I wasn't going past the midline. I'm like, it's impossible. I don't lean.
When was this?
This is, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I'll never go back there again.
Yeah.
And it's like, they didn't want craps players.
Red Rock is really not. I mean, their pool's nice. The Red Rock's pool is really nice. And I mean, the lobby is really nice. Everything in that bar in the lobby is super chill. The restaurants are great.
It's really good. Yeah.
I mean, it's a, I think, before Durango, obviously that was the local spot, but it's nice. I just never make it up there.
Yeah. It's a little ways from you. I could see that. But it's definitely worth spending a day there and just, going to eat and playing and checking out the grounds, because they do a fantastic job. I will say that Red Rock was definitely one of my favorite spots. My wife loved it too.
So where does your wife prefer the most?
Oh, she likes she likes Encore. She likes, but again,
go figure. Yeah.
Yeah, she likes Cosmo. I like. I don't like the tables at Cosmo, but the event, what happened?
Yeah. Hey, hold Lip King. Hold on a second. This is Pete. This is a good. What are your typical tips for dealers? Are they bets or just dropping chips? How do you tip?
Oh, I'm betting across for them all the time, and I got them on the hard ways with me. If ATS, they're up there with me.
What do you mean you're betting across from all the time? You
I'll throw them, it depends what level table I'm on. Like, I'm either throwing dolls across, whatever, and dealer control, whatever they're gonna do. If they're pulling them down, I'm throwing them right back up. If I'm at $50 levels, I'll throw fives out there for them, and just get them involved in the game.
I think, yeah, you said it. Getting them involved in the game. I don't think you have to like keep tipping them. Like when we were at Paris, they ended up. They knew one of the guys. Paris is great, man. The guys over there at Paris. I was there with Moonshine and Bumpchon and this guy Stuffed Animal, dude. What a handle, right? So anyway, they knew we were coming back the next night, and so they reserved the table. I said, all right, cool, be here at 9. The first thing I do for me now when I'm shooting, I won't necessarily bet until it's my shot, and I will put like 5s and 6 on the 6 and 8s across for them. And then and that's my opening salvo, dude. Now they know, cool, great, but it doesn't stay like that the entire time. Especially if I dip down,
right?
Those bets aren't.
They know, yeah, they know.
But that's a lot of times. I have tips built in, like, for example, depending on the level I'm playing. Like here's one that I usually do. Like for example, if I have $100. Let's say I'm playing the ATS. It's called what I call a green chip level. If I do quarters on an ATS, right? So my setup for that is going to be $100 line. Again, agree or not on the ATS. Okay. Or let's just say we're playing the ATS, 20 quarters, 100 on the line. And then I have a $15 C. It's a very simple thing. Sometimes I'll use $10 for a hop. If a C happens, it's going to pay 105. Right?
Yep.
I lose my line, but when they hand me that 105, I'll just leave that $5.
Keep the red
for the dealer. Whatever,
yeah.
I'll just leave that right there for them. So, and those are nice little sort of things that when you get back money from certain bets that you've made, you leave it up there. I think dealers notice it. They appreciate it.
Oh,
and if you're coming
100%.
back, my advice, if you're coming back to a table and you know you're coming back to that casino and you want good customer service, you better tip, because because they notice it. They are so jaded. They will notice it, and it comes in handy. You're setting yourself up for success later on when you miss your line bet, when you miss your C, when you miss your odds, so that they go, yep, give it to them, drop it.
I'll give you, case in point, when we had our event at the Palms, and I was tipping, the dealers knew my name. They knew exactly how I was betting. All the time, they'd be like, Mike, you want this up here. Your heart rate fell down. You want it back up. I'll tell you, the Palms, they were fantastic. The dealers there, they were great. You guys the setup there was fantastic. I can't praise them enough. The pit bosses, everybody.
You know that
top to bottom.
Dude, by the way, 6 easy Heat go to South Point, center of the sun. That's a fun one. That's funny. That is funny. Well, it is the center of the sun.
Yeah, but I'll kid Icarus that.
They're getting, I think it's this week, hot news for everyone. I should have a news break. Oh man, wait here. I think I got something.
Practice like you play like you practice.
Yeah, it's not here. I haven't done any of that. The conversation's been rolling, but dude, they got 2 more tables at Palms for everyone.
Jeez.
So now they've got 8. I don't know if they're on the floor yet, but now they've got 8. So everyone knows there's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me play this, though. Man. Let me play your Lip King thing again.
There, all the championships. I love
it. Dude, you know how many you guys have an insane amount of sports championships. I mean, it is crazy. I was looking back into it, and there's like one anomaly in there. It's like the Canadians, right? They had a streak way back in the day for hockey, but you guys, the Celtics, really, people forget how many championships the Celtics won. They just dominated. That skews those results heavy. The Celtics.
Well,
do.
yeah, exactly. It does. But it's what makes us, the champion town.
That's kind of annoying. Like, that is kind of annoying. The annoying thing about your city is that you've won so many championships. It's kind of not fair. You know what I mean?
But it's
hey, there's another reason.
You gotta play the
Boston.
game. You gotta play the game, and we play it, and we get the W's.
Boston's a pretty, I mean, I would consider Boston. So I would go, and that would be one of their stops when we would tour back in the day. Boston was a rough town, dude. I
Well, it
think
depends,
Boston
yeah.
was a rough town, dude. There were always fights. Like literally, there were always fights
No,
every time I
nonstop.
was in.
Nonstop.
Crazy,
It's fights
dude.
I've been hit with beer bottles and fights in there, and it's been madness
Dude, I walked
back in the day.
into a bar right next to where we were playing. There was a place called the Middle East. It was a
Oh
club.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
so we
I know
walked into
yeah.
dude, we walked into a place right next door, and I'm just there, like, I don't know what I'm doing. And some guy goes up and punches our guitar player. No reason, dude.
Yeah, that
That's what
sounds
I
about
mean.
right.
That's yeah, it sounds like every time you'd go to Boston, I'd expect violence.
As it got closer to 2, that's when everything ensued. And if you expect, there's a place down called the Alley, and a bunch of bars, and there was just, as soon as you come out, you just have to keep your head in the swivel because fists were flying. There's just always scrapping going on. That was all back in the day.
Oh man. G-Dub, we gonna ban your ass not talking craps. Shit. Sorry about that, man. Oh man. But shout out Larry Bird, dude. Guy was awesome.
Yeah,
right?
33, baby.
Oh my god, dude.
Larry talked so much shit. I loved it.
And then yeah, Jobless DJ and Mad Hatter. Yep, 8 tables. That's crazy. Do they have enough dealers? That's the thing.
That's the thing. Yeah.
So I was talking to their what's their table games main guy and table games manager, and they want tables all around. The main guy wants tables all around that bar. Isn't that
right
crazy?
when you walk in, it's all tables. That's great.
I think it's cool, right?
And their tables are very fair for shooters.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. This is a good question. Dude, Pete asked, what was the moment you got hooked on craps? Tuning in late, so forgive me if this is already covered. Yeah, don't worry about it, dude. I'm missing half the chat, half everything. Dude, when did you get hooked on it? Because it is a weird thing to get hooked on, and it's almost like a disease. I've likened this as a virus in my head because of how I can't let go certain, like I would be so consumed that I would just be thinking of betting progressions all the time. How do I get this up to here?
Well, that's, what got me hooked on it was everything I talked about before, how it's like, the kaleidoscope is changing. And I like the aspect of how challenging it was because I like the control aspect of.
But where did you first play it, dude?
I played my buddy Dumpy, a high school friend of mine.
What the hell? You have a buddy named Dumpy?
Dude, I have Dumpy, I have Pie, I got Putter. Yeah, it looked like he had shit in his pants. That's why he's called Dumpy from his high school friends.
That's so funny. Dumpy, what a name. Dumpy.
Yeah. And he's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a Louisiana boy, Shreveport. And
oh my God, dude, Dumpy.
So he got me into, like, he's just like, oh, let's go do the play and whatever. And I wasn't into it as much, like into craps at all. I didn't know how to play. Yeah. And I was watching him play, and I was just following his fucking stupid leads and just bleeding money. And then I started playing, like, understanding it, just the bases, just place numbers.
Yeah.
And then when I get into it, like I did with aesthetics, when I got hooked and I started training everywhere, I only train in UK now because they're the best. They're like a year ahead of us when it comes to techniques and things like that. I said, you know what? I'm all in. So I want to learn. I'm going to commit. I'm going to get tables. I'm going to get practice rigs. I want to be the best.
Oh, nice, dude.
And dominate. And that's how it is. And, I told y'all my son, like jujitsu, like with him, you're going to be the best and you're going to train hard. And then with craps, that's all I do is I train because I want to be the best.
Man, I like that mentality. That's what everyone should strive for. I feel like you're never going to be, and you're never going to be perfect, but it's like why you should practice. You should always want to try your best. I mean, as long as you tried your best, but I think everyone does. Like, I'm not, it's got to be Tommy Marco or one mindless winning session will do it. And dude, there's a point when you get hooked on it and you see it, when you actually see it and you're like, That's all it takes. The hook was set for me when I actually saw, when I first saw take in like $1,000, I could not in my head. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. And then another one, I could not believe it. I've been hooked ever since. And I think that's just how it goes. And then I think you're always trying to get back to that place, or you have bigger visions of like, I'm going to crush. Right.
And you know what cements it all in together is when you actually learn it and you know the game. It puts it all together, and the love and the passion for it is just so it's euphoric. That the good thing about like your casino tiers thing is we're like the Hunger Games. There's different factions around the country.
I like it, dude.
Right? There's Ward 1, 2, 8, whatever. And we're like-minded when it comes to this game. We're a hidden group of assassins out there that want to win. We want to dominate. We're going right for the fucking jugular when it comes to the table. And going to your event when certain times when I broke off, it was me, JJ, Two Seam, and Jaybird, and just killing tables, killing them, and we all played. It was like the symmetry of it was beautiful because we never played with each other, but we have played with each other. You know what I'm saying? We knew everybody was doing. No one was fucking around, and it was just moving and making money. And Jaybird's a shot boy, and my boy Two Seam, he's legit too.
Dude, Two Seam's riding. I feel like Two Seam's riding this like lucky streak that you need to get on at some point.
And I was on it. I was on it twice.
Bad.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was on it twice, and I'll ride that. I'll ride that pony.
Oh, dude, but it's funny. You can see noticeable improvement, or I can, from first playing with people at a table and then seeing where they are. You can tell that people get better, and they're more comfortable, and just in how they're betting and how their whole demeanor at a table is. Two Seam's a great example of that. That if you put the time in and keep playing, and I think everyone still like has this thing like, don't you just want to? I want to fucking kill this casino. I want to make so much money. I'm still like, that will never get old. That the thing of like, okay, I want to take 10,000. I want to get that bet up. Like, I just can't wait.
Everybody should have that mentality, and everybody, when you're in the zone, should have that look. And I saw the look in Two Seam's eyes. He had that look that I saw in Dr. Yank. I probably have that look. And when Jaybird was on his tear, when hit that fire bet from, he had that look. JJ, same thing. He had that look when I was pounding sixes. It was just Jaybird and I was in the freaking zone. Just, I think I hit like
the bone zone.
I was in the bone zone, and just you're locked in, dude. You are locked in, and you just want to just kill that casino. You want Barneys. You want big birds. You know what I mean? You want to take it down.
Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, I think that's sometimes a driving force, is that there is no ceiling ultimately, and hopefully everyone can go have one of those big rolls. In the meantime, though, you're just trying to like, then the game becomes and that's why this thing with Ed was so interesting last night, when he was asking me my thought process of like, well, why am I doing this on this random shooter? I'm like, because now, and this is going to get into something that I plan on talking about, strategies versus systems, which a lot of people they confuse the two. They're mislabeled all over on YouTube.
Right.
Strategies, it's almost like you can almost forgive them. They know not what they do because they label system strategies. It's an easy mistake, but it's almost it's a big mistake, actually. Technically, it's a big mistake to call a system a strategy.
Tony Leo's a system.
Dude, yes. The
Martingale's a system.
10 ton to a takedown is a system. But you can't play that over and over and over again. Okay, the 5 count is a system. But if you play just the 5 count over and over and over again, and that's your entire and that's your session, then that's your strategy. But that's like playing a football game. A football game is, and I'm going to talk to Ed about this. We're just going to throw a slant every single
or
play.
a fade. Or
That's it.
Blast
no,
up the middle.
That's all we're going to do. And then that system, that play becomes your strategy, becomes your game plan. And that's not what craps is. And that's the sort of my sort of, I guess you'd say pet peeve with YouTube, in that systems aren't strategies. They should be clear about that. I think they just should really technically be clear, because a good crap session, again, in my opinion, okay, what do I know, is made up of a bunch of systems.
It is. And we talked about during any hand, you're going to call an audible, because what you're playing is not coming, or what you're rolling, what you think you're rolling is not rolling. So you got to switch it up. But
the Lip King, here's the thing. In order to do that, you have to be fundamentally strong in a wide variety of plays. If your playbook is only this deep and only got 3 plays, well, then your strategy of what you can even do is really limited.
It's limited, right? Yeah, you have a ceiling.
And that's why having someone like from your Patriots back in the day, with someone like Brady and Belichick, who can not only have a great genius game plan, but someone that can execute in roll, within roll, going, oh, bets are off. Guess what? I'm going to lay this right now. Or I'm going to hop this. Or I'm going to pull this bet down. Someone that is actively working the game like a QB versus here it is. I'm strictly, here's my 5
It's scripted. You don't want it scripted. That's it. It's, that's what it is. They go by a script, and you'll lose it all.
But dude, there's nothing wrong with like running a scripted thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong. But if it's just the same script over and over and over and over again, then I think that's where I kind of have an issue with like how your development as a player should be. And that's why
it's
you
stunted.
take classes.
There is no development.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
You're stuck.
But a lot of players, when they in the first however many, it could be like a decade, they never get out of that level. And then once you start really taking the game seriously, then you start putting together, I'm going to take this piece of dice coach, this piece of heavy, or this from this guy, this from this guy, and then you start putting it together, and then you get your own style.
You're giving them a title that they haven't earned as a player.
Yeah.
Because they're not a player. If you're stuck like that, you're not a player. I'm sorry.
Shout out Waylon joining in. He always reminds me to hit like and subscribe. I never do. If we could read the future, we all be millionaires in this game. If only we could read the future.
Right. Agreed. But a true player is gonna adapt and assimilate to what's going on during the hand. You're not going to be stuck there with cement galoshes on, just betting across and just sticking across.
Dude, cement galoshes, dude.
Yeah.
6 Easy knows what those are. 6 Easy is another Italian guy, by the way.
Yeah, the Italian. That's what they did in over in the harbor. You just get tossed in the Charles River with the cement galoshes. See you later. You're done.
Yeah.
What he bowled you.
Oh, I know someone who was in that movie, by the way.
Oh,
that Whitey Bulger movie. Yep. So if you ever see that, the guy that tattooed me, he plays one of those Johnny Depp's guys in there.
Johnny Depp's guys or Jack Nicklaus's guys?
Oh no,
Whitey. No, I'm thinking of the other one. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, with Whitey Bulger's guys. Yeah, that's right. Great.
So what else, Lip King? I mean, did we talk about, are you going to take I still want to, I would like to see what that Kogan Ninja class is all about. It's sort of been the one.
Yeah, but it's online. You'd have to buy, you have to purchase.
I know.
He said astronomical. He's doing a data dump now because he's retiring in 4 or 5 years. And
I wonder how expensive it would be, but going back full circle to Kogan Ninja, I don't see any problem with him charging whatever the hell any of these guys want to charge, because there's something to be said about all of these
courses and classes, forget about craps. But if you like, time is time. And some of these,
I agree. Time and knowledge, you know, at that, you know, if it's fair market value, you know,
I think Bo should be charging. I think Bo should be charging like 10 times what, personally, on a side. I think he should be charging 10 times what he's charging right now. So if anyone gets to go see this guy, consider yourself lucky, because I honestly feel like his time is very limited. His time is precious. He's what, 80?
Yeah.
One of the legends. A guy should be charging fucking like $1,000 just to be in his presence. I mean, just to pick up from what he gave. That's my opinion.
I mean, no, when I was a one-on-one, it was cheap. When he told me the price, you know, and I gave him, I'm like, wow, and I tipped him because, you know, I felt it was.
He's such a nice guy, man.
Yeah.
He is so nice, and he genuinely wants to spread the knowledge and for the love of the game. This guy loves the game. That's why I love Bo, because when I'm next to him in a class and I'm watching him talk, it's like, how many times has he said these things, and he still says it with a lot of passion, you know, a smile on his face. It's really awesome. You could tell he genuinely loves the game, you know.
He
and
does.
He just loves the game. And I feel like he's, you know, just like, shit, if I didn't know him now, I would pay whatever it would be. I'd probably be like, yo, I want to go out with you. Like, let's go to a casino, whatever it's going to cost, because you're not going to have an opportunity like this possibly in 5 years. These are finite. Agreed. This is a finite commodity. And with that, the price should be commensurate with that. And that's my opinion. I should tell him. I'm going to tell him after this.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's going to, you know, for all the people that get to see him, super lucky. I mean, he's just such a kind guy, you know?
No, Bo is genuinely just a great human being. He's a great teacher. So you should be a sponge and absorb everything that he has to say.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I agree. Hey, Reaper wants me to ask Lip King about the DP players.
The don't players? Mm-hmm. The don't pass players? If they, I've played with them, you know, if they just stay in their lane, and, you know, it's because it's a part of the game. And I get it. There's many ways to skin a cat in this game.
About knocking them off.
I do. I enjoy it. I get, you know, I get a high off it. I'm sure a lot of people do. But if they're quiet in the corner, I honestly, sometimes I don't even pay attention to it. But if they're next to me and they're rah-rahing, then, you know, it's on, dude. I'm coming for you, and I'm gonna set something to snipe you. And
so you have like a little art. So you take that personally then against DP players.
If they're obnoxious, 100%. You know, there's one guy I've seen. He's a don't play. He sits in the corner, and he's like reading his Nook. You know, and he's just doing this. And he doesn't even pay attention. When it comes, he just all right. He picks up, and that's the perfect don't player. He doesn't give. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not in. He's just doing his thing. Probably, you know, he's probably running away from his wife for the night and just sitting there and getting away.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And we're on the cruise with the Oz and Dr. Yank, and there was a guy. He was a pretty funny don't player. You know what I mean? He was joking around with us, and I think there's a place for it. Because I lay bets, you know, and that's the same.
Yeah.
That's not different.
Yeah. Not all don't players are created equal. Some are okay, and some are cool.
Yeah.
You know, I think that it's how you play it, and some that are very, you know, argumentative. Hold on, I got son, not my son over here. What are you doing? Oh, nice. He's been doing a little moderating. I've been doing some too.
So one of my closest friends, he's
Waylon says, don't hate the DP players. They're not after your money. They are betting to win the casino's money. Most of them anyways. Well, I would add to this, Waylon, that I do have problems with DP players like you, Lip King, if they're obnoxious. And a lot of the ones that I encounter are not just playing their game. They're playing their game, and it's obviously like the $50 ferret who was literally following me around to play the don'ts on me. That's like shots fired, aggressive. These are the players that I feel like why do that?
They're making it personal. They make it
personal because I'm not going, because if a don't player's there, when I get to a table, I'm like, cool, he's got this table. I'm not going to be obnoxious to him unless he starts being obnoxious to me. And then it's like, okay, gloves are off. I guess this is how it's going to go. But I've been at times, and you can get along great with don't players because I feel like there's a way to play the don'ts, and you just play it chill because you're sort of, you're against the table. Usually it's not full of don't players. So I think it depends. And a lot of times, man, I've just maybe had some bad luck with some don't players. I mean, they've been really fucking aggressive in that. It's like, shit. You know what I mean? It's like you're prioritizing your win over my win. And so now I have to now it's me against you. Right.
Well, I've played like true don't players. You don't even know they're don't players.
Yeah.
Honestly, you don't. They're very quiet and they just sit and they stay in their lane. And I respect them for that 100%. They'll sit in the corner. They're not putting their chips out right in the middle and stacking them and trying to inhibit your toss at all and try to go in their favor. The one thing that is, finite in craps is the 7 is coming.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's what I said. A don't player's always going to win. They're always going to win at some point. They're guaranteed to win, This is don't player. Todd, don't player at our local casino, always quiet and to himself, but last week on a 70-minute roll. Wow, good job. And sunk him for $15K. It was great. That's awesome. Reaper agrees. And then Craps Master Journey, I have problems with any obnoxious player, light or dark. I would agree.
Yeah, but I have problems with obnoxious freaking pass line players.
Yeah.
We have assholes on playing the pass line too. They could be worse and be detrimental to your hand than a don't player that is throwing out hot bets right in the middle of your toss. You're setting up, and they're just not following the etiquette of the game.
Yeah.
So you can't.
It's interesting. Pearl's Girl says, I've witnessed the energy when don't players come to the table. Last week, the table was good, hitting points, but as soon as don't players showed up, the energy changed. I mean, dude, speaking of which.
Conversely, I've seen the opposite.
What have you seen? I mean, energy changes with certain people, dude. When they show up, it's like Pigpen and a dark cloud.
There's this guy I've played with a few times. He's 44 inside working, and they 7s out all the time. It's pretty hilarious. So, anyways, the table's going cold. He'll put a quarter on the don't just to sway it, just to switch the mojo, the vibe, and then next thing you know, points are hitting.
It's so interesting, right?
I've seen that. I've seen that too, all the time.
Yeah. Dude, this is Chow. I agree with you. Bo is a treasure back then. Someone else asked in the chat, was Bo a good shot? I think back in the day, I think Bo knows his sort of limitations. I think Bo is great from straight out. I would bet on Bo from straight out because I've seen him do great from straight out, especially at Bellagio. Seems like that's where
great tables
he would.
There too.
But dude, I know Bo back in the day, man. That's what I say. It would have been fun playing, being in Bo's crew back in the day, because that guy was like 50 rollers, so-and-so rollers. I mean, man, don't players die young. East Coast Craps. That's funny, man. Oh my God.
He's got a hit on him. I love it. ECC.
No players. Oh my God.
And it's funny,
that was Chow. That was Chow.
One of my closest friends, he's a big don't player, like big money. He like 10, 15 grand. He throws don't come bets, full odds. And there was one time I was rolling and he still sticks to it. And he wiped out. Yeah, I wiped him out 10 G's. He had to go to the cage, get more money out.
There is something satisfying about that. Yeah.
But I
and
was like,
Fuzz,
he was like, he's my boy though. But I'm like, I didn't say nothing. I'm like, dude, like, what do you like? Why would you do that? You
I
know?
feel like sometimes don't players can be stubborn.
Yeah.
Like I tell him, I'm like, dude, you should really be betting change. Just like the whole table's here. You should just like join our side just for a minute.
That's the
you
best. No, Fuzzy's coming. I love when don't players shoot and they just whacking points and they knock themselves off.
Dude, I
they
even
hit
told,
the
I think I even
That's the
told Fuzzy,
best.
like, well, I'm going to bet on this guy because it's like,
Yeah.
don't players seem to do that. Dude, like at Encore, there was one time this don't player, it's like, it's so funny. And he's looking at me and we're both cracking up because he made me so much money because
Yeah.
it's like don't players. Sometimes it's so funny. The reverse happens.
And when you were laughing inside, and like you said, they're stubborn and they'll just go back to it and they'll just keep going and going and going. And then finally, they're just like, I'm passing the dice.
Dude, Testaverde, this is X-Men, was betting the don't at Palms to change the energy. I mean, the idea was right. And then, dude, Dr. Yank, dude, Giggity.
Giggity.
Dude, Giggity is hilarious, isn't he? Fucking Giggity, dude. What a...
Well, his blanket statement, you know, what he said about the Palms and you know, he stated about nervousness. I think that was, I don't think it's a fair assumption to put, it was pretty ethnocentric, you know, coming from him.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't, it's not one size fits all, because I could tell you from my perspective and I'm not fucking nervous, dude. I've crushed ribs giving CPR. Throwing dice at a table isn't going to get me nervous, not one bit.
Yeah.
I think conversely, I was probably amped up. Like I just sniffed a whole bunch of Adderall. You know what I mean? I was gassed. I'm like,
dude, have you
sniffed
Adderall?
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah. Oh, we did
my God.
You and I went in the bathroom and we did a bump. You know what I mean?
I do not want to go back to those days.
To those days, dude, right?
Fuzzy,
back in the day.
I was taunting that don't player, but it's because he was aggressively rooting for a 7 and for this lady. She was like a new player. That's why I was aggressive. Yeah, I get aggressive, man. I can't help it.
I'm with you too on that.
Waylon, I've seen it both ways. Trust me, past line players can be just as stubborn on a cold table. You have to adjust. I agree. Obviously, past line players were stubborn. Yep.
Yeah.
Then this is Tommy at Mohican. The Gorilla Dome players would descend upon random tables and hit and run. 18 tables in the day.
Jesus.
And then, yes, Dome players are stubborn. There are many young men at the casino that play Don't and will not change. This is from Pearl's Girl. I've seen one Don't player lose 10 grand. Man, that is some stubborn Don't players.
Yeah, but you know what?
Stunted. Boom. Lip King for the win.
You know, the thing is, you know, I've lost a shit ton too being stubborn, like chasing. You know, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Whatever your bankroll, you've chased, where the comeback. And that was the other thing we spoke about was, you know, I know you and Head had that conversation about comebacks. And I don't agree with Ed on he didn't think anything was a comeback. That's how I took it, that he said it was all part of the game. Or it was also the amount that there had to be a ceiling amount or a limit to be qualified as a comeback, which I think is subjective because of your bankroll. You know, your bankroll and your comeback is different from somebody else's that only has, let's say, $200. You know, they go down and they come back and win, and that's big for them. And in this game, this is the only game where you do come back and you break out even. Feels like a fucking win.
Yeah, dude, 1000%. A win, breaking even is a win in this game. Because going back to that episode, I feel like the entire crap session is a comeback. The minute you bet, you're behind. The first bet, you are behind, you are coming back. And that, dude, you just reminded me of something, okay? Which I wanted to ask you about because we were talking about, dude, this, man. Where is this? Ferrets in Boston. Give it to me because you called them something else.
Gremlins. because the way they multiply.
Why? Oh, dude, this is when 6 Easy and all these guys. Okay, why?
Because they're everywhere. Because there's not. They'll tell you that the players out here are none. It's a scant amount.
How many tables are at Encore?
Encore, there's 6 downstairs.
Fuck, 6 downstairs. Okay, that's sizable. But you're the only. Are you the only casino in Boston that has craps?
Yes.
Holy shit, dude! The 6 tables for the entire city.
For the entire city.
So are they filled up? The
jammed.
Oh man,
jammed, and that's the thing. And they're $25. It doesn't matter what, because it's the only show in town.
Okay, so are the what's the minimums there then?
$25, 50.
Oh man,
so that's why.
So they are really. What's upstairs?
Yeah, that's the 100 and higher.
Holy shit! Upstairs. They don't have anything below 25s.
Maybe in the more. I like on the weekends. No.
So that's supply and demand really limits it. Like it doesn't. They don't give a fuck. Really, they don't care. So it's $25 and it's still jammed. That would sort people out.
Jammed.
You know that would clear a table up.
Because it's the only show in town. So exactly, it's 100% supply and demand. And then what's worse than the ferrets is the fucking swindlers. I've seen them.
Swindlers and
they
gremlins?
prey. Yeah, so they prey on they look at these like young drunk people or that don't know how to play, and they'll go right next to them and like, oh, bet this, and they'll like try to befriend them. And then when they've hit a few things that like, oh, he's asking for a tip. And I'm like,
like
wow.
Gypsies. Dude, like gypsies.
It's I'm watching this and I'm like, I can't believe this is fucking really happening. And I'm
really?
Like, yeah. I'm like, they're really milking this dude, you know. And I oh yeah. And I've seen women.
Are they women?
Too. Both. I don't know. They're probably working in groups. I've seen it. And
I'm gonna have to ask 6 Easy about this. So do you got swindlers? And gremlins.
Yes.
What are the gremlins like? Does anyone know how to? What's the percentage of people that are like you that know how to play?
0.001%.
Really?
I have never seen a DI up there playing.
Wow, dude, that is interesting. So don't see. So when you're betting, or when you're playing, you don't see anyone that's like from a GTC or that's got a par toss or anything. It's all random.
All random.
Wow. What about upstairs?
Upstairs, yes, I have. That's the 0.11%.
Wow.
But I've seen more at Foxwoods than any other place in our geographical area, I would say.
Dude,
Bally's
BRB.
Rhode Island, no.
I think BRB meant to say amen, Lip King.
Yeah. There's nothing up in the Northeast.
Yeah, wow. That would be so frustrating to have to endure that you are trapped there, even at such a high limit, which is $25 will prevent people from getting on a table here. It does its own sort of sorting, but they just lock it. That's the bare minimum.
Yeah, elbow to elbow.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, even then you go to the 50, but even then, like it's a super bouncy table.
Weasels.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, that's bad. It is bad. And then in the full degens, you know, because I go up there quarterly because one of my friends owns a spar up there and I'll help her out. And so I'll stay up there and I'll go down in the morning at like 6 and try to get some play in before I head out. And I've seen people there when I went to bed at like 1 still playing all the way till 6 in the morning.
All right. So how often are you even heading down to Foxwoods? Because
Foxwoods I don't go as often.
In town, then?
No,
it's just Encore for you.
No, Encore and Bally's in Lincoln, Rhode Island.
Oh, okay. So you'll go to Rhode Island too.
Yeah, because I'm like in between. Yeah, both. Yep. Less traffic because I told you in Boston, you could be 2 miles from Encore and be 45 minutes away.
Oh, so that's like LA traffic.
It's awful.
Really interesting. Interesting. We don't hear really anyone talk about Rhode Island. I don't even think a casino in Rhode Island has been mentioned. I know Granite Dice talked about New Hampshire, but or maybe BRB
Yeah, the Nash,
talked about
the Nash up in, I don't think they have tables yet. I don't think they have craps, or they might be getting them.
So in Rhode Island, what's that scene over there?
Bally's. That casino's huge.
Oh, really? How many tables?
Bally's.
And
no, they don't have many tables. They just put in one of those electric ones I saw. So they used to have 4. Now they have 3 plus the electric one. But Foxwoods has the most. BRB will tell you how many. They must have, I don't know, 9. They have what, 2 crapless?
That'd be interesting, man. That'd be interesting to go.
Oh, that's the other thing. There's no crapless in Mass at Encore.
Oh, wow.
0.
Crapless, man, crapless you can make a lot of money at. I love
that's why I go to
really
Foxwoods. Because they have crapless. In Mass, they don't have it. Rhode Island, they don't have it either.
Twin Rivers in Lincoln, Rhode Island.
Yep. It's a Bally's property.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, you got to meet 6 Easy. I'm going to share your number, dude. This guy's funny. But 6 Easy, well, you know what? He will talk your ear off. Just be aware. All right. 6 Easy can talk with the best of them. He's one of the best. All right. I say that with a lot of love, 6 Easy. Crapless at Foxwoods, and 6 regular and 1 electronic.
1 electronic, yeah. So yep.
Yeah, man. So Lip King, what else as far as what else are you going to do to, I mean, are you done with, how are you going to improve your game? You got any little tips for anyone that unfortunately have become addicted to this game? You know, stop.
Honestly,
now.
Honestly, I would say be all in, like seek, instruction from a qualified people. Don't go off YouTube and follow all the bullshit that they have to say, because it just they're selling you horse shit pretty much.
But YouTube is where I got interested in it, and YouTube can serve as a platform to take the game to the next level. I still think you got to take the game to the next level and seek out the guys that are doing it. It's like when you are playing guitar on your bed, when you start stepping that game up, you go into a whole nother and you seek out different people. And I feel like it's the people that are playing it all the time. But that's me. That's me.
Well, I think it's good to help understand the game if you don't know how to play the game.
Listen, Craftsmaster Journey brings up a good point, Craftsmaster Journey. But not everyone on YouTube is BS, and I agree with you. Not everyone on YouTube is BS. I 1000% agree with you.
Right. I'm generalizing it as the people. I'm not naming names.
Stop generalizing, Lip King.
Right. Yeah,
I do it too. Ed does it too. Yeah. But unfortunately, it's the majority on YouTube is
that gets all the clicks, and so that if you punch it up in the algorithm, all the shit it rises to the top, and that's the problem, in the competent and knowledgeable ones. You have to kind of weed through and try to find them.
Okay, so that I'm going to go back to Vegas Day Tripper, because that's someone who was actually doing it and for clicks or whatever and getting. I mean, come on, I'm sure he was, right? I mean, like, why is anyone on YouTube that are showing live sessions? But he knows how to play the game.
Right.
Respect for knowing how to play the game and not just going like a Sean Perry. If you would watch that, to me is like, that's running the same play. And that is not, technically he's playing the game, but like, hey, I'm going to bet $1,000, like it's all going to be come bets max odds. Okay, this is how I'm going to play. I'm going to take stabs at $50,000 markers until it wins and then post it on YouTube. That's what people would think is how to play craps. It's not, but it is technically a way to play the game. And I think that's where people sort of don't understand. And when they have to take it deeper, Lip King, it's like And that's when I was saying,
well, that's just the right. That's the surface. That's the entry point.
Look, dude, VDT is on here, just having fun. I want to have VDT on here. VDT, you can cover your face, do whatever the hell you want. He's a great, he thinks about the game. That's what I was saying. This is a compliment, not anything derogatory, by the way, but you slot into that influencer type thing because people enjoyed the content for the views, dude.
Yo, VDT, he's been pumping your tires, bro.
You know?
Yeah, no, he's nothing but praise about you, man.
So that's what I mean. So it's like a lot of respect as far as like, that's someone that actually knows, you can tell he's playing the game at a different level. It's not just, I'm going to bet $1,000 on a number and do this shit, right, dude. You know, I think that's what we're saying. So Craps Master Journey, agree with you. Not all YouTube. I mean, listen, John's, I got a show every day. You know, I watch bits and pieces of it. I catch a lot of it. I mean, he's doing the Lord's work.
Right. I stand correct. You know, there's a majority
Big
of them,
AZ,
you know, is crap, you know. But no, there is good content out there because I've watched, I haven't watched ADT, but I've watched like after Dice Degen, cool dude, man. You know, good stuff. Yeah. And I listen to his podcast and it's good. So,
listen, he's an important player in the pantheon of players because he's young.
Yeah, he's young, and there's not many young guys out there, especially when you roll up to a table. What you see is people whistling by the graveyard.
Yeah, and Pearls Go, this is exactly what I mean. Ever watch Vegas Matt play craps? It's comical and always ends the same. Thousand thoughts. Listen, I'm gonna just say this. It's like watching Vegas Bally C. As much as you'd like the guy and respect the guy for his thing, dude, that's horrible. That to me defines old school rigid craps players. This is how to play the game. Same with Sarasani when he would take him and go play. Same with Bluff. Exact same thing. Is it craps? Yes. It's more like pin the tail on the donkey craps. That's what I think it's like. It's pin the tail on the donkey. I can do that a billion times over if I want to. I just can't play the game like that. If I wanted to go there with $10,000, this is what we're going to do. I mean, maybe, who knows, probably be fucking billion times bigger if I went there casino. Hey, Palms, I'm going to go there, going to bring 10,000 and we're just going to bet $1,000 place bets. Be interesting actually is if I did that and talked about the process going through my brain on what I was doing. That's the problem I have with YouTubers. There is no process between the brain as far as
zero.
It is like pin the tail on the donkey. Sorry, that's my opinion. It is what it is.
They just rapid rolling, just letting it go, and whatever hits, and that's it.
Yeah. You know? So I mean, but it's a form of gambling. What's 6 easy? It's gambling, and as someone I respect, and no one knows shit. Lots of losers know how to play. Yeah. I mean, Policy would argue with that. Come bet is the way to play. Yeah, him and Dom should go get a room together, and they could, and a bunch of my super old friends that swear this is I'll tell you how to play craps. Lip King, I'll tell you how to play craps. This is the only way to play craps. It's not the only way to play this game. They can all get a room together. But yeah, exactly.
I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care. I won't play that way. I don't.
I think that's the way I play. I think that
I don't care.
To me, that's short-sighted. The short-sightedness of what a complex game this is. This is the most complex game in the entire casino world.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. These guys are looking at it at this level. It's almost like they're in a wading pool. The ocean for craps is so deep. It's like a bottomless pit when it comes to betting, systems, strategies. And I think that's where we're all swimming in more of the ocean of it. These guys are just in the fucking kiddie pool. And they're still, maybe that's all they will be, because all they're going to bet is come bet with odds. Yeah, fair enough, right? That's how they want to play the game.
Well, I got to put you on hold. I got to hit the head.
Dude, I'm going to go with a little, what? I'm going to advertise to support the show right now. Okay?
Yeah, do that. I'll be right back.
And I'll do this. Let me know when you're back, dude. But all right, little Vegas for everyone that's still here. Appreciate it. This has been a good good chat with Lip King. But Pat, I found craps by watching Bluff. Now I understand and appreciate the game. I struggle to watch him. What a comment. What a comment. The more I think we can hear. Hey, Lip King, I think I can hear you pissing. All right. Okay, this some good comments. Waylon, what I don't understand is how some of these YouTubers like Bluff Matt, etc., show videos losing hundreds of thousands, but yet have 1 million subscribers. I mean, I think it's sort of that's what sells. And you got to understand how these guys are bankrolled. A lot of people think that, I'm playing with my own money. If I went there with 10 G's, I don't have a benefactor or a business behind me. And it's a different business. And I think that's what people can't understand. And that's a lot of the general public is just watching it for that. I think it's a good way to hook people and get into it. And if you're only looking at it on a certain level, but once you start getting into the game, you crave more from it. This show could be, that's a good idea, Matt Hatter. I should talk to them, and then, just place your entire bankroll in the field. 16 ways to win, 20 ways to lose. Oh, nice, dude. I got the Vegas cam over here.
Beautiful.
And then Pete, with 40 different bets on each roll, there's a variety of ways to play. There's an endless amount of ways to play. This is the most complex game. And I think that's why it becomes the most challenging for people with a brain, because it incorporates hand-eye coordination and motor skills along with some really complex chess-like lines, football gameplay lines. I mean, dude, it is not. And the Vegas mats and the bluffs and all that, I'm telling you, it's like pin the tail on the donkey.
Well, they dumb it down. That's what they do. They take the art out of it, or they don't put the art in it. I should say. Maybe they don't want to learn that way, and that's fine because of they're making money on the system that they have, and that's fine and good. But with Bluff, he doesn't claim to be. He knows it. He just chucks them, and you can clearly see it.
Super Mario says 10-ton lips are the only ones talking nice about K7 in the last 8 years. Is that King Dice? It might be King Dice. Dude, by the way, it's so funny, man. Whatchamacallit, ETG, my son, not my son, sends me this text. Next time someone goes off camera, you should turn their mic off because we could hear you pissing.
Yeah, hey, gotta go, man.
Fucking, you know what? You're right.
My bad.
I
felt
right,
like
kid.
Frank Drebin and Enrico Palazzo when he went to the bathroom. Remember that? And a naked gun.
Oh, dude, Naked Gun's funny. Dude,
didn't
wash your hands. That's what Reaper says.
Yeah.
Dude, some good comments. Big AZ, shout out Big AZ. Craps is a niche on YouTube. The algorithm for pure craps channels is very difficult to get subscribers. Amen to that. It's true, man. Unfortunately, this is not, I wish this game was more popular, but I think thinking players get attracted to this game. I think people that like that. I mean, it's really it's not a brainless game. And I think that the people that are popularizing it maybe they're popularizing a brainless way to play, which is just one thing. And it's easy. If you notice, there's no thought process being explained. Even when Sean Perry's doing his fucking come bets or whatever he's doing, it's still the same thing. Bet big over and over and over again. Any one of you guys can do that. Any person can do that. You just need a bankroll. I'd be more interested in watching someone with $1,000 going there, betting, and then explaining why they're making these bets, and then what they're going to do next, and what they're going to do next, and what they're going to do next, and the plan that they have in place, because then you're talking strategy versus just pin the tail on the donkey.
Right. The cognitive part of it, because that's
okay.
That's a huge portion of it.
And fair enough. I'm watching Bluff and Vegas Matt to be entertained. Sure. Agree with you. And that's why they're popular.
Right.
Because craps players are watching this because they're players. They're not necessarily entertained. I mean, you could be entertaining, but still, I think you want more. I think I want more.
I've never
I've
watched
always
Vegas, man.
wanted
I watched Bluff, and I find it like entertaining, like some of the high limit crap stuff, and and also I'm watching the tables they're playing on to see if I'm going to play there. To be honest with you, I'm watching for bounce and things like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's I'm looking at the way his dice are going off at I'm not going to play El Cortez. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way it went off in certain casinos. I did.
Nice. Easy. Giving a shout out to Vegas Day Tripper, one of the first people I watched and got me interested in the game. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Agree, brother. AZ. Got to be, because no one wants to see how to lose. This one. Sensationalizing a very humbling, tough game. Yeah, they are. Yes. Facts, right? I mean, they are sensationalizing an incredibly tough game. And I think a lot of people don't realize, like, that Sean Perry session, from what I heard, took multiple markers to even high rolling craps.
Well, what I like about Casino Tears is that night that we had out in Vegas it was raw, it was real. Like, we shooters, and we took a beating.
We took
what I mean?
An ass whipping, dude.
And we were humble, and we said, you know what, we got our teeth kicked in. But then, as resilient as we went out, got our money back.
Yeah, this is Big AZ. Watching real craps videos can be quite boring, but it's real. Only craps degens enjoy, not the casual gambler.
Yeah,
I would even drill down on the degen part. I actually think that, like, a real thinking, problem solving people. I was like a chess player, and I think that's a thing that it's very strategic to me. I think that's where I like it, and I want to conquer a game. I feel like from your mind versus just like.
Well, Tenzo, how about if you had it like video? Let's say our group, like a group, whatever, for like you and I were playing, and it's getting filmed, but there is commentary over it at the end, like why we did what we're doing on the table. So that it's going along. Let's say how like Bluff play, you show but you're there's a voiceover, like, this is getting pressed because of this, or this got pulled down because of this reason. I'm hopping here because it's kind of like a play-by-play.
Exactly. That's why TV craps would be amazing to have color on there. But again, I just think that that we are such a small community. That's why I like this show. So small, the people that actually like think about the game. No offense to everyone else. It's true. It's just a certain surface level of gambling. That's what I mean. I think, like Vegas Matt, it's almost like there could be a roulette person. I don't know. I'm surprised there's not one for each game. We're just like a Vegas Matt for roulette. We're going to bet all of this on these, and I'm sure it would be huge. That's the other game. Or that's why the blackjack channels go up. And here's another one. Listen, King Dice is an athlete. Very interesting thing, Pete. I kind of, and I know all these guys are going to probably disagree with me. I like that he would say something like that, because there is some truth into this, Lip King, which is if you're practicing dice, then you're approaching the game seriously like an athlete. I mean, I know it's kind of corny, but still you have to practice, repeat, and any good athlete, any good musician, this is eye-hand coordination. It's like, dude, you're not going to get better. I'm practicing jump rope at the gym all the time. Well, now I can jump rope pretty well from where I was a week ago, but it takes practice, and I'm approaching it like an athlete and serious. So there's some truth in that statement, although I get it. It's kind of funny to actually think about. So I don't know if how you meant that, but you know what I mean. Here's another King Dice thing. Yeah. Since you know him, man, I saw King Dice asking for money at Paris. That's when I lost respect for him, and he had no money in 2 hours to play. Okay, that's probably real Super Mario. Yeah, okay, well, it's story, sure. I don't doubt that, right? Right? And then casting TV, I watched Bluff earlier today, lost 28,000. Dude, I would love to play with that much money. Oh my God, I would love to play with that much money. And actually, because I feel like if I had that much money, I think I could make 100,000. You know what I mean? Like I honestly think I could, because I would, and that would be fascinating to play. I'm going to do that one time. Like,
if somebody would a bankroll and subsidize it, without a doubt.
Shout out Waylon, dude. 61 watching, 31 likes. Hit the like, subscribe. I love Waylon. Man, I got Waylon and I'm in advertising, dude. I am the worst at advertising to subscribe, to like and subscribe. Oh my God, dude. That was funny.
That's great.
Will, hey, what's wrong with YouTube? Oh my God. And then easy there, bankroll by YouTube. I mean, there's some bankrolls, other bankrolls going on. There has to be. I know some of it, like I know some of the mechanisms behind it. But yeah, I mean, it's real. It's funny, Lip King. I know someone that was talking to me about having the personality, this other person that they had. Yeah, we're going to put money behind him and do the same thing. It's a business, in case people don't.
Business, right?
I think a lot of casual players don't realize that there's a serious business going behind that. And you have to be bankrolled by a lot of money. If people think, hey, I'm just going to I've got 200 grand and I'm going to do this.
Well, they have the money.
You're in for a rude awakening.
They have the money. They have the resources. They have the connections to get it broadcasted out there, to hit all these people, to make money.
Yeah.
They're just not going to, I don't know how they find who they find, but I'll tell you what, they've invested the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would agree that what Super Mario
But he's admitted that. He knows that. He's transparent with that.
Bluff is the only gambler that makes money from YouTube and merchandise, not gambling. Yes, exactly. The craps is a means to an end. It could be any other thing. That's the thing, And dude, Waylon, shooting dice is all athleticism. Facts. Dude, that is facts. I mean, eye-hand coordination is a thing, Yeah. So, jobless DGen, SpinQuest put money behind a lot of YouTubers. Exactly. That guy lives in my building. That's why I see him all the time. He lives in the other tower. There's always something going on. Usually with people, I feel like there's always a story where people got their money, right? Lip King, somehow. There's always a story. Dude, I learned everything I know from Bluff. Oh my God. Dude, this is funny. The craps community is tight, and only craps YouTubers is tighter. Everyone knows each other through someone.
Through somebody, right?
True. I agree.
And
AZ, I know I got your text. I'm sorry I didn't respond, but yeah, you're gonna have you on the show too. I'd love it, because I still think this community is so small that connecting other people,
like the Hunger Games.
Like Lip King connecting you and BRB and 6 Easy. You know what I mean? What we all like the game, and we all want to win it. And your game is filled with, what do you call them? Gremlins?
Yeah, gremlins. Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, it'd be better to have like one less gremlin or one less ferret at a table when we're playing. Dude, this one. Oh my God, dude. Cortez, there's something for the places that film it. They're not just letting them film there for no reason.
They're bringing in people. He's bringing in people.
This is all business. There's no business like show business. Hell yeah, there isn't, man. And then, Reaper, shooting well is only one part of the equation.
Right.
Totally, absolutely agree.
100%.
Dude, Lip King, you see what's the weather like over there? You see this nice little Vegas cam that I got going here? It's nice, right?
Yeah, it's cold as shit over here.
Is it?
Yeah, it's chilly. This morning I think it was like 28.
Isn't that cool, dude? This camera catches a face and it moves on the ads in the building. Makes the show look high tech.
Is that the hooker cam?
It's called the hooker cam.
That's why it's right on Paris.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is. It should be called that, right? That's
it is
funny.
The hooker cam.
Ah, man. Then craps community is familia. And when King 7 came out, because lots of drama with his goofy character, I think it's it's King Dice, right? Yeah. I mean, he did, but it is. I feel like you could see the good for everyone, but also, I mean, if they don't know I don't know, man. It's such a slippery slope, right? At the end of the day, it's all good.
He's funny. Like I said, I don't know how he is as a craftsman, but he was a funny dude. Like he was a cool guy, and
I like that. Like anyone, here's the deal. Anyone that's really into the game, I kind of like, because you're into the game. Listen, I got to tell you guys, I'm not a big fan of like a lot of the, when I put craps into YouTube and then you just see like the bubble craps stuff. Like to me, I
can't do that.
But I don't consider that like I don't consider that. I just consider that like a video game. I don't consider that even craps. It's weird. Yeah, but I don't consider it craps.
There's no skill in it. No. Yeah.
So, and then man, if I had 50 G's from YouTube, I'd be a millionaire in 6 months. I'd take that up. I feel like if I had that much to play,
I'd bet on myself for that 1,000%.
I would, because I'd be a little miser. I'd be almost, man. I'd be
There's no miser value. I saw you throw big bird chips out there like nothing. Wait, I want to say something about that. Actually, that session right there, real quick. Okay. On any other given day, after actually X-Man had a decent roll, he started off. You were at the other table. 2 scenes roll and Ed's roll. At any other time, because it was the event, everyone would have cashed in and made like 1,500 to $2,000.
Yeah.
But you stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You stay and let everybody play and you keep betting. But, to talk about the event that night. But no, you're far from a fucking miser, dude. You're a straight beast.
No, dude,
I saw you come over my shoulder with a big bird chip and you just threw it down and you looked at me and you had that eye and you're like, fucking press it to like 2,500.
Yeah.
you were going for it.
That was a key moment though. If Ed, wouldn't you have done that with Ed?
Everyone was you do.
Ed's shooting on a table that he likes. Why that would be dumb. Now if you're out of all those players, if I'm not going to take a shot, I like my chances. $1,000, and I was like $1,000 on the 9. Boom, it hits.
You went to 2,500, right? I think.
Yeah, threw him 100 and went to 2,500, and then I was like, watch, this gets me out. 2 hits gets me out. Right, I'm going to take down, dude. I'm going to be staring at $6,000. I'm going to probably pull down 5,900. Right. That's the plan. I wasn't just going to collect, but then I could almost reset. So it was a desperate times, call for desperate measures, but I feel like I like my chances with Ed on a table that he likes
in his position.
Set. And I asked him, he's like, this is a shooter's table. So that was for me, Ed to hit. I was loaded up, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah.
If you were there for his first roll, you would have cashed in.
Yeah.
You caught him on the second one. That's what happened. Or if you were there for 2 scenes.
Yeah. Listen, I got a request. Listen, you know what? I have not done horrible. I'm a horrible YouTuber, dude. I have not said anything, right? ETG, haven't done this. Support the show. Buy some good merch. Dude, this merch is good, Lip King. Serious. I mean, it really is.
Well, listen, when I go out to the 4th, have some merch for me.
I will, dude. Here. Here, let me play this. I'll play the OG dog one. Okay. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this comment. All right, here we go. Just so I can at least say, and then I won't get yelled at by the show producer that I didn't advertise. Yeah,
it pulls at the heartstrings.
It does, I'm telling you, he will not. I keep asking him to make one with the little starving kids, but he won't do it.
He won't do it. He won't cross that line.
He's like, he's like, that's a line he will not cross as a graphic designer.
Oh God, real.
Yeah. So, but thanks for reminding me.
Who was it? Who was doing that? Sally Struthers? Is that what?
Yeah. And then so Reaper says, I'm sorry. So we all lost big on Ed and Bump John's role. Lesson learned. Everyone must be qualified. I mean, Yeah, man. It's all entertainment. No need to look behind curtain. I disagree with almost everything, but enjoy the content. Yeah, that's what that a lot. He's talking about the YouTube stuff. You know, I agree, but I think that there's something to be said about connecting people and the community. It's like why John's show is good because he's got community. John and I talked, we'd have a lot of things that we'd overlap on, a lot of things we wouldn't, you know. But it's good for the game. That's what I feel like. It's good for the game, which still, isn't it blow you guys away how many people don't know how to play this game? Right? It's amazing, Lip King.
Well, it's what blows my mind is how many people think they know how to play the game that show up every day to play the game. I think that's what blows my mind.
I guess so. You have you guys, most of the guys, I'm so lucky because I have so many options and I can literally choose. I can pick and choose. So when Ed was talking to me about, well, there's a random player on a table that you better, I'm like, dude, first of all, I do everything I can to not play with randoms, everything. So now I'm not. I saw, you know how lucky that is for people to come out here and be on, like, for me to get a table set up because we're doing everything we can. Like when Stuffed Animal was there and Bump John and me, we had the Paris table and I'm like, I'm gunning for that ATS, man.
Yeah, but also you're a fucking vampire. You play at 2-3 in the morning and wait for everybody out.
11:30. But again, that's I've kind of always been that guy. Like I never would go to bed. I'm not, you know, I always would go to bed 2:00 anyway.
Right.
So
yeah, no, but you're right. You do have the options. You have so many tables to choose from. We don't.
I would be so miserable probably in so many of these other cities that I talk to players at because, you know, it's so easy here. And plus what you've built up, I've built up enough, like I say, juice at all these casinos where I can go in and get a table limit raised. And that's why there is benefits to like sort of being on my team or knowing, because we're going to go in and we're going to set it up for ourselves, at least give ourselves the best chance to win and not be at a table with a ton of randoms. I can't do it. I can't do it at this point. I don't know. I really, my hat goes off to a lot of people that do that. If you have to do that in Boston,
we do. You have to.
Holy shit,
you know,
dude.
We don't have a choice. Because you remember, you have 6,000 tables in a 1 mile radius. We have 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's just really tough, man.
But you gotta adapt and play your game, you know?
Yeah. Oh, look at it, man. Craps Master Journey, dude. I think you're a Packer fan. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I feel like Craps Master Journey. Are you a Packers fan? That's why I do a daily show, to fill the need, get the practice in, and perfect the craft.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like I said, man, craps players are and the guys that practice, I don't practice nearly enough as much as I'd want to, but it is so therapeutic, man. For me, practicing, by the way, like for me, dice and playing dice, why I liked it is because it's one of the only things that when I would go to a table that it would take my mind off of work and all the other stresses in life, because it should demand a lot of thought. It should be so much so, like, dude, you know what? First, I remember when I first started working out way back when, this guy I know, Jeff Gravolsky, he was a big pothead, right? So we went to the gym in his Trans Am, dude. We go to the gym and we get high before we lifted, right? Because he would always get high. Dude, I'll never forget this because it was the last time I got stoned before the gym, because I kept thinking the bar was going to fall on me, right? When I was benching, because I was so high. And then I realized it's like going to the gym. Why I like going to the gym? I have to focus all the time. My mind and body, that connection, mind and muscle, same thing at craps. I'm locked in on so many things. And that's kind of why craps is a break from my life. And in a way, it's stressful, but it's de-stressing, because craps should consume your brain to play it properly.
It does in a different way. Like for me, it's a release from my, my lifestyle, busy, the kids, work, because you run a business, I run a business. So there's a lot that goes behind it that people don't see. People only see the view. They don't know the climb to get here, and so when I go there, it's I decompress, and I'm using a different portion of my brain,
Yeah.
and for an escape. Honestly.
Yep. That's true.
That's what it
that's
is.
why I liked it, man. Not think about girls, not think about anything, not think
Zero.
unless you are at Encore and you can't see all the girls walk by. That's one of the good things about playing
I
that win.
can't see any of that. I'm numb to that anyways because of my office, but like it doesn't nothing.
Dude, Craftsmaster, okay. So he obviously lives right near Packers.
I'd like to go to
Stadium,
Lambeau though. I am not gonna lie.
I guess so, right? I mean, it would kind of be cool to go to Lambeau just to see it, right?
Yeah.
It's like all right. Packers are the most they're the most hated team in the NFC. Like if you in the NFC North, it would go, Vikings, Lions, Bears, they all hate the Packers. Like that's the common ground is hating the Packers. Ripper, I like Gremlins, call out for ferrets. And the Gremlins is interesting, yeah. Yesterday I had to leave the table after my good roll because it was such a shit show. Right now I'm waiting for a table to clear out. Oh, where are you, man? Not playing when there are a bunch of troublemakers at the table. Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
But another thing about Rhode Island, BRB will tell you what's awful is that it's 18 and over. So you get those teeny boppers in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I sometimes I try to stay away from it because if you go on a Friday, Saturday night, 18 and over in there, you don't get free drinks too. None of that because it's 18. They can't by law give out anything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you want no part of that.
Yeah. Hey, I'll give it to you. Packers. Yeah. That's because people love to hate winners. Yeah. I mean, I still think that football, the Packers were blessed going from like so many, like they won it with like Hall of Fame QBs, to go from Favre to Rodgers. Geez, man.
Yeah, but Love's no slouch either, though.
That guy's a fucking. I think I'm glad that Love is on the Packers because I don't think I think he's as bad as Jared.
No, I think
Micah
Parsons being out killed them. They're deep.
We'll see. Hey, we got Kyler Murray now, so we'll see on the Vikings. Yeah,
he's our height, running around.
I know, man. So, dude, he's at his local casino in Calgary.
Oh,
wow. I would like to talk to you about craps in Calgary. Interesting, right? I wonder what kind of ferret is up there. It's got to be like a snow version, So, all right, Lip King, what do you think, dude? Actually, I was like, man, maybe this show with Lip King will be, let's do a little Lip King, dude. Get this in there again, dude, because I paid a lot of money for it. Hell yeah, dude.
I love
City of Champions, dude.
City of Champions, baby.
Right?
I love it.
Spoiled. You guys are so spoiled anyway. So
honestly, blessed to the era I got to witness, Larry Bird, we got to see Michael Jordan, Kobe, you know what I mean? Play each other. Robert Parrish, the big three with Kevin Garnett.
All right, Robert Parrish. What was his handle?
Chief.
Yep. You got it. And
yeah.
Good job, dude.
Yeah,
dude, I like this, man. Look at this little thing. Emoji. Lip King #1. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, Pete.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, Lip King is #1. Dude, this was I told the ETG, I was like, I don't know how long this will last. I don't have any other people lined up, but I knew you and I could talk for a long time because we have I love that you've taken so many, you've been curious enough about the game to talk to so many people and seek out people that you knew had more experience, correct? You sought them out because you knew that they had more experience, correct?
Absolutely. 100%.
Why?
Because like I
Why?
said, because I wanted to get better.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
wanted to get better. 100%. And still to this day, I will continue to train. And I'm coming. I told Bo I'm coming back in October already. So I'm just going to keep striving for more knowledge, no matter what it is, because I'm going to keep picking Bo's brain and Ed's brain, because they, you know, they're at the mecca of it. You know what I mean? They're the top, at the echelon, and whatever I can abstract from them is invaluable. Well, honestly, it's just going to make me a better player, a smarter player.
Yeah, I mean, and I forget who was it? Big AZ? Someone was saying this community is so small. Maybe it was Craps Master Journey. It is really small, dude. It's surprising. It's almost sad when I look at, like, we all are somehow addicted or love a game that is the least popular, which still blows my mind. But I feel like it should be a compliment, because I feel like it's the most popular for a thinking gambler. Like,
well, it could be the least popular because people feel it's intimidating and they don't understand it. Blackjack's easy. You know what I mean? It's roulette is fucking mindless. All baccarat too. You know, it's just, if you want to get down to.
So I think, but a lot of people that are just, they're addicted to the gamble rush of that. And craps, I guess those guys that are popular now are playing craps like that. Like they would be, hey, here's 10,000 a hand on or on blackjack. They're playing craps like that. It's the same sort of recipe, just different game. So it's not as popular in that way, where it's a
but you don't have it. You don't have a hand in it. You have a say, but you can't control it with your hands, tactile wise. You know what I'm saying? And there's so much more into craps, where we say you can go on one side, you can go on the dark side, you can go on the pass side, you can come down, you could do whatever you want. It's so versatile, and there's so many different ways to make money. Blackjack, there's only one way to make money.
That's true. Yeah, good point. There are a lot of ways to make money in this game. A ton, the most out of anyone. And maybe it is. Oh, here. And man, Craps Master Journey. Sorry, I'm just calling you out all the time, because it can be not calling you out, but like giving you you're saying a lot of good stuff, because it can be intimidating, but it also requires a fair amount of money to play. True. To a point. I feel like for me, for me, I was playing this when I first started, dude, literally $60 to 200 to then 500. And then I worked to get worked consciously, because I knew this game needs a bankroll in order to play it at the level I want to play. Like it does. I feel like the minimum you need to play this game, Ed will disagree with me. Ed feels like it's 620. I still think it's 1,000. It's nearing 1,000 to really give yourself a shot. And then Super Mario YouTube community is small, but there's a lot of crapslers who don't watch YouTube. True. You know? And then Big Az, you'd be surprised. So many people say, oh, there's craps videos on YouTube. I don't know. Like, it's interesting, man. My crew he's a top hope player. Doesn't know anyone from YouTube.
I'm curious to think, why do you think that is? Because it's accessible.
Best thing I did to learn before playing a live table was practice at a local dealer school. That's smart. I mean, honestly, dude, so you and I did the same thing. Casino Quest and King Dice. I didn't go to King Dice for any lesson. It was to use his tables.
Yeah.
You know, so I could practice myself. Right.
And dude, in the other, like,
Table Maker was lurking. Table Maker
creeping.
I like that.
You know,
he just chimes in when he's leaving.
The real craps enthusiasts, we all have tables. I would say majority, or a throwing rig, a practice rig, something.
Yeah, your game starts going up to another level when you start doing that stuff. And
You,
I
you
don't
need
know,
to
it's all
invest in
good.
it. You have to invest in yourself.
I thought, yeah, I don't think you can just casually. I think you realize that you just can't do it if you don't
No.
put some time into it. Like going and practicing at the casino, it just can't work out unless you live in Vegas. Then I think you can kind of get away with, because you're there all the time at a table. But I don't think you can just come visit and you have to practice on your own. You have to practice on your own.
You do
at home
like if
before you come out to Vegas, right?
Especially
And it helps
when you learn
Dude.
shooting and you learn dicing and you understand what they're doing and what's coming out and how to switch it.
But Lipking, like if you compare the Seattle scene, dude, the Seattle scene and all
Sounds
those guys,
big.
dude, sounds freaking awesome. I would
It does
love to
sound
be
good.
learning craps in Seattle because of all the support you have out there with all these guys that are playing, that are welcoming, that looks like they all go out. There's enough people out there. He said it was like 500 people. I thought it was like 300. That's a lot, dude. Think about this. I'm connecting the 3 people I know in your area. BRB, 6 Easy, and Lip King.
Yeah,
I don't know anyone else. I really don't know anyone else from the Boston area. I mean, Granite Dyson, he's making maple syrup, tapping trees in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, right?
You know?
Right, yeah.
So it's like, if I had a community like that in LA, there was no one, dude. There's no one.
You know what's crazy? And you're in Vegas, where there's so many tables, and there's you don't have that network there. You know what I'm saying? That's wild to me. And Seattle is huge.
And I met Bump John from a class, and thank God, because we all need players that will challenge us. And I get that with Bump John. We are different mindsets. He'll always come up to me in the middle. Are you gonna? I'm like, I'm already got it laid. I already know the amount. I'm not doing it, or I'm doing it, you know. But it's nice to be challenged by someone. He's like, well, why don't you do this? And you should have an answer for that. I have an answer. If I don't, then I'm going to think about it, and that's going to make my game get better. Having someone that you could like go back and forth with about something on the table, the good and bad of things, helps you grow. And that's why I will always be watching other people that I know. Like, for example, I brought this up, G-Dub. Okay, I'll watch G-Dub because I'm like, how the fuck is this guy getting his bets up? Why are his bets up big? So that's what's going on in my head. Or Ed. I know how Ed plays now. Okay, so that's the reason I expect to see his bet up at this roll count. I expect to see that 5 up to 500. You know, right. I'm curious about G-Dub because I'll always ask him how his presses go. But you should be doing that as players when you're live. When you see someone, go, why are you doing that? To me, one of the biggest things, and I'll just humor me, Lip King. I don't understand why people don't ask me enough when they're playing with me what I'm doing. If you see me just take 2,000 off of my roll, let's say the last 3 rolls at Paris, I was always up. Okay. Let alone, I talk about this on podcasts, if I left up. Okay. But I was up. It's amazing me why people don't ever even ask me, what the hell did you just do? It's not just because I went in there with a big bankroll.
Well, that's the thing, is like, I knew what you were doing when you went up, because you were going, I knew you were going to do the 2-ton, 2 whatever takedown. You were waiting for that next one, and then you were coming down. Like,
yeah,
I saw that.
It's a calculated strike. I just wasn't going to do that, you know, but factors led up to that.
Other people,
gas is on the right. That's funny.
Well, not everybody's going to throw that amount of money down, but I knew exactly what you were doing, and I was watching it, and I respect it because I knew exactly what was happening. And I was hoping, you know, obviously I wanted you to hit it because, you know, because we all want to win. Yeah. And, but watching it in live time was pretty cool, though, to watch you, you know, talk and walk to walk.
Yeah. And Ripper, I will always, after a roll, I will always talk about, because I like talking about.
You weren't shooting, though. I saw that comment. You weren't shooting. You popped in. Ed was shooting.
Yeah, Ed was shooting. And that's why I did it.
And we were on the and we're on the opposite side. We weren't even near Ed.
Yeah. And to me, that was a calculated,
Agreed.
listen, I'd be a genius if it worked out, because I was telling Bo exactly what I'm going to do. And it just didn't work out. But I was also frustrated too. And I can admit I was frustrated enough to throw out a $1,000 bet on it. Dude, at that moment, I had a lot of money on that felt.
Yeah.
Ed's roll goes two or three. He hits his point. Dude, Ed hits his point. That's over 1,000. Ed hits a 4. That's 3,000. I mean, dude, it was set up perfectly. Sometimes you have to get setups. You know, there's times when I'll look at a table and I'll be like, I think I was talking to Stuffed Animal when we were playing at Paris. And I was like, this is perfect. I've got all my setup, everything. It's like, now it's an ATM machine. There's a time when I'm like, it's an ATM machine. Now we can start like taking money out. It's usually if I start at my bets at 50 and I have every number covered with black chips, ATM machine. Now we're always pulling out black chips or 500s. And it's awesome. It's awesome like that.
Right.
So, dude, Lip King, sorry, you know, I have a tendency to blabber on. You, dude.
Yeah, but you know, we knew it was gonna go like this back and forth because how we talk regularly. You know, it's just gonna be, you know, two buddies just chumming it up about what, you know, something that we love and that we're passionate about, and I knew it was gonna go this long, anyways.
Yeah, no,
it was great. And it didn't even feel like, well, how long ago? 3 hours? Yeah, it didn't feel that way.
Advantage player, he's a Bears fan. Oh yeah, God, they had a good year. Good year, man. I hate Caleb Williams. X-Man, 10 ton is always very open about his thought process during and after hand. Really appreciate the few times he rolled at Paris and Aria. I got a chance to roll with X-Man a lot of times, somehow late at night, because he ends up late at night. But yeah, very enjoyable. And I think
good dude, man. X-Man's a good dude.
Yeah. Someone that wants to learn the game. So it's like, how do you learn anything? I would always ask people. People. That's why I say, ask me, because I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this. Why am I not betting across? Why am I doing this at this moment? Why am I doing this? I'll have a reason for you. You should have a reason. If anyone asks, that's one thing where people can start, no matter what your level is. Why are you doing this? And you got to answer it. Okay, it's because I only have X amount, and because this guy I have some faith in him that he's not just a random shooter, and I watched him before, and his dominant numbers were he was hitting this hard way, and he was always hitting a 9, and everyone's been hitting a 9. Oh, okay, cool. Like, you've got a reason for why you're betting, not just the blank screen of death.
Right.
You know,
through pattern recognition. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm an AFC guy, so you guys can have those.
I mean,
NFC
you're a Patriot fan then, obviously, right?
Yeah.
God, dude. Yeah, you guys are so spoiled. You guys, I can't even believe I had you on this show.
I hate to, yeah, but we're not even in the same division.
Yeah, I know, but still, I mean, yeah.
Well, you will never meet in the Super Bowl because the Vikings suck.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's true. Okay. Big AZ, the analogy of golf and craps is so true. Golf and craps, not everyone is passionate, not everyone has good etiquette, and not everyone can play the best courses, best high limit tables. Very good.
Accurate.
Very good.
Very good analogy.
You know?
Fantastic. Yep.
Yeah. I think craps is a cool game, man, because there are so many sports that has ties to. I still think poker in rack management is tournament poker, and craps relate to each other so well about having a small stack, big stack, and how that impacts your betting and your pressing. I think chess for the strategic lines that you can play, because there are lines. If you guys are playing craps and don't have like really thought out lines, I'm thinking like 3-4 moves, sometimes like 10, literally, when I'm playing this game. Why I'll bet the ATS, because I am thinking beyond 10 moves, because I'm planning on making 5,000 on a lay or something like that. So these go far. You should be thinking at some point about your betting when it comes to that way. And I still think I think football is a great analogy for this game because of how it goes in quarters and the scores,
it's very dynamic. Yeah.
And how you could basically be behind. Like if you lose your first like 5 hands, it's almost like you fumbled the kickoff and they ran it back and you're down. And then you literally can be sometimes forced to go for a Hail Mary at the end of your session, or maybe you're like a Patriot team and you're ahead at half and you're just cruising. It's more rare to be just like up and then just taking in money and taking in money. But I still think it's like a football game.
Either you got to grind it out and chip away, like, you say in chunks, and then, or it's going to be, like Patriots Falcons 27-3 at half, and you got to launch it, buddy.
Yeah.
You need the Hail Mary comeback.
Yeah. Yank says unsolvable puzzle. It's true.
Yeah.
And then darts is also a great game to hone the eye-hand coordination for craps. True. There's some Michigan from Saginaw, Michigan. Go blue. I like that. WSOP Colossus coming up. Yep. I'm going to have Courtney on the show, and hopefully I can get Marco Trinello on the show. Old school, used to be married to Jennifer Harmon, on the show. I want to get both those guys on the show together. And then craps like a short 285-yard par 3, go for it, or lay up to be conservative.
You never lay up, dude. You don't lay up.
I don't know. Some people,
you don't.
Right?
I don't. No. That's you're wearing a skirt, dude. No fucking way.
No man,
lay up. You don't lay up.
All right, man. And then I know a couple people had to split later. I'm gonna use no problem. Super Mario, and then this one: craps, golf, pool, darts. All take skill more than money. We all like the challenge. Well said, dude. So listen, man, Lip King. With that, I hope the Boston scene grows, dude.
I don't know. It's wishful thinking. I don't think so, because of the laws and the governor here, and a lot of it's politics.
The governor,
to it too.
Yeah,
the governor. Yeah. Don't get me. I don't want to get in politics, but
no. I'm
just saying. I know the governor. Yeah, the governor. Yeah, so it's tough. We can't even get an AT. We just got the ATS not too long ago here. But,
what? You just got the ATS?
Yeah, it was probably. It wasn't always here. It's maybe 2 years, 3 years. Yeah, I think it came in, and we have no crapless.
Oh man, so you guys are fucked.
Yeah, man, we're like light years behind you guys.
Man. And I've introduced you to 6 Easy. He's 6 Easy is a great guy to talk about to sports.
Is he in the chat?
About.
Is he in the chat?
He was. I'll make sure.
No, in the group chat. No, the group chat. The text.
No, I don't think he is.
No.
I'll connect you guys. Mile High Mike, a golf shot and tossing dice are very similar. Both involve motion and a trigger move before hitting a shot or shooting dice. You can't be stiff pre-shot. Motion or a slight backswing are essential. I disagree with you on the motion, on the backswing. Although because that is a thing, man. GTC backswing. I forgot about KD, but I prefer no backswing.
I've done them both, and I have more control on I think hitting that landing zone in the arc that I want, the degrees. Yeah. With stationary right off the deck.
Yeah. Golf and craps. We all need a good caddy by our side. Someone to talk common sense to us. What a great point. What
Big
a great
AZ's
point.
Coming up, dude.
Man, Big AZ just rocking it with some dropping a lot of people.
A lot of knowledge. Yeah.
Big AZ.
Props to Big AZ.
Yeah.
1000%, man. I couldn't agree. Everything you're saying.
Great show, 10 and Lip King. Here in Cali, it's a craps purgatory. Not even worth trying. Dude, Grasshopper's right, man. It was tough. That's why I was talking to literally Toranaga. I'm just talking to him about craps. He wasn't really even playing that much. It is a lonely life to be a craps player in LA. It really is in Southern California.
It's a lonely life here.
It sucks. I guess so. At least you have casinos though that have tables. In LA, you don't.
Oh, they don't. That's right. Yeah.
Right.
That sucks. That's even worse.
Yeah.
So those poor bastards, they got to drive 3 hours to Vegas?
Bastards. Yeah. 3.5. But it's 4. It's usually, I'd say 4.5.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And then when you get out here, and if you're coming out here even once a month, you're still shaky, because if you haven't been I think tossing on a real casino table it's still, man, there's something about being there that's a little different than at your home.
Oh no, it's electric. No,
you know,
1000%. It is. It's a vibe.
It is a vibe.
It is a vibe.
There
is nothing like it. That's why I get gassed up. Like I said, when we were going out that night, like it felt like I was doing bumps and ready to roll.
Dude, let's do figurative bumps. All right, when we go wherever we're gonna go. If we're going to Venetian, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, everybody out there. I'm up there June 4th. That's Thursday. I turned 50 on that day.
Dude, we're gonna have to. Yeah, we'll bet the 5. Yeah. We'll bet the 5. 5 and 10.
In the 0 on roulette.
Yeah.
And so I'm at Palazzo staying there Thursday to Monday.
Nice, man.
So yeah, no, I'm gassed up. I can't wait to get back out there.
All right, listen, Lip King. Man, you've stayed up. It's 12:30 your time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that is respect, Lip King, dude. Staying up at 12:30 East Coast time, man.
Just talking shit so you love, man. It's easy.
I know, man. I know, and I appreciate all the people.
Yes,
I don't know if you saw the show last.
No,
time,
I didn't. I can't see it from here, but everybody that did come out, man, that's awesome.
Well, we'll put the weather on in the daytime, and there'll be more views. Right? That's how it kind of it's fun.
Because they're watching the hookers in Paris. I told you that.
You know, so.
The hooker cam. You got to put that now.
No, dude, I got YouTube sent us a thing because I put Las Vegas Strip live cam, right? And so we got like dinged for that just because. So now I have to put like Vegas weather cam because they thought it was like a strip like cam. Who knows, man? We're ruled by AI bots. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. You piss somebody off that has a cam that monetize and offer it somewhere. That's why. And then getting yours for free. That's why.
So all right, Lip King. Man, good talk about Boston.
Yeah. Park the car. Park the car and have a yard.
Park the car.
Car.
I hurt my back. Right? I don't know.
I need to.
Dude, we need Giggity. Where's Giggity?
Giggity.
Right?
Yeah, where is Giggity?
So all right, dude. I'm gonna just end the show here, man. And with a little I thank everyone for tuning in. Dude, this is
everybody in the comments. The comments were great. The analogy's great. Was it Big AZ? Awesome chiming in.
And I think, man, it's like
Waylon, everybody. Reaper. Everybody that chimed in, awesome.
Yeah, man, because I mean, your story, I feel like it's so relatable to a lot of people. I mean, it's so similar to mine in the progression
of learning, right.
Dude, 6 Easy is like I'm sure I'll run into you now. Dude, first of all, I'm gonna send you guys their numbers so you will, you know. Dude, oh my God, here. Lee Hook, dude, what a name. Dude, Lee Hook. Thanks for having us. Dude, Lee Hook has a great craps name. You know what I mean? Don't you feel like that? Like Lee Hook should be shooting from the hook.
Yeah. Well, that's how I took it.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Thanks, Lip King. Yep. You gotta like this, man. You gotta like that's an insight into Boston. I don't know who's gonna be on next, dude. I'm trying to get I was talking to Bo and Heavy. They both agreed to come on and talk. I think it'd be fascinating, dude, to talk to them, great. to hear the old time of them, you know, sort of reminisce about some old time. I think it'd be.
I think the biggest one's gonna be, hey, buddy, it's King Dice.
Oh, dude, he's coming on. He's gonna come in.
When you get KD on, it's gonna blow up.
It'll be funny, dude, because people like, I feel like with everyone, there's like, it's kind of like YouTube. There's like, it's good that they're there, and there's some are better than others, but there's some good in all of it.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. Like I said, I like Katie. He was a hot shit.
Dude, great guest tonight. Mad Hatter, dude. Mad Hatter.
Your logo is sick, bro. Mad Hatter, I love it. Loving that.
Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter worked hard on his logo. I can tell you.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's things. Dude, that logo is fucking legit.
We'll accept that. Thank you, Craftsmaster Journey, from a Packer fan. We will accept that. All right. Okay. So, all right, man. Lip King, I'm gonna go to the weather cam, the hooker cam.
All right, brother.
Right
The
now.
hookah cam. It's hookah
Hookah.
cam.
Dude, that's hookah. Dude, are you kidding? That's kind of
Yes.
like how Kojak would say.
Yeah.
Hookah.
Hookah. Hookah.
She was a hooker. Mama's apple pie, a good girl. She was a hooker. Oh my
All right,
God,
brother.
dude.
Hey, I'll be in touch, and we'll touch base before I head out there.
Later, dude, and thanks for everyone that was in the chat, man.
Yeah, appreciate the chats, man, and you know, kind of chiming in and being involved, you know.
Enjoyed the show. If your sidekick is son, not the son that does that, make you father, not the father.
Not the
I
father.
guess so.
Yeah,
I guess so.
No
ETG.
child support.
Yep, he's gonna ETG's taking over the seat. He's gonna like close things out, so you're gonna see him.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, that is funny, man.
That is hilarious. That's a great
Evan
line.
Cruz. You read
Love
this?
it. Well said.
Guess
well
I would
said.
be. Father, not the father. Yep.
Yeah, observant. I love it.
So, all right.
Look for a weather girl. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get
Dr.
one of those
Yank, dude,
Latino.
hanging in
Get
there.
those.
All these guys on the East Coast appreciate staying up.
Dr.
So late,
Yank.
dude.
Dr. Yank's
Yeah.
my guy.
Yeah, dude. Ripper. Good job, Pete. Ripper. I like that name, man. Ripper, man. What a name. So, all right, Lip King. I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother. All right.
All
Later.
right.
Good night.
Later, man. Dude. Again, thanks everyone. There's a lot. Look at that, man. This studio's looking good. ETG. We're gonna do some more. We got to do some more studio stuff. This studio's looking good. Oh, dude, you want to go to that other camera? Let's check out that other camera. How the hell do I do it? We got another camera that we never go to. This one? This? Studio low. Let's check out this cam. Oh, you guys, this is the rare. This is a cool shot, dude. You could see the inner workings. If anyone's still here, you could see the inner workings of the studio down in this like bottom corner. That's where the other cam is. We got lights here. We've got 2 monitors going. We got the Nordiques hat here. We've got the Ultras. We got drink 1, drink 2, drink 3. Craps tables over there with the Vikings and the Albuquerque Isotopes hat. Yeah, man. That's solid. We should go to this view more often, man. Right? Son, not my son. You going to step in here? Put on the... I'll let you move this camera, go to the Vegas cam, do all that stuff. Right? Right? Look at this. Dude, you got a good job, ETG. Hell yeah, man. Props to ETG. G-Dub. Hell yeah, man. X-Man. Head on over. Oh, dude. Double Up. Double Up was here. Double Up was just up here last time he was here. With a floor guy from Paris. We were up here talking about podcasts and setup. Dude, what's up? What's up? What is ETG? ETG is electronic table game, but it's also his nickname, his name's Eric, and I'd call him Eric the Great. I don't know how that started. Anyway, it just became ETG. And it also means that. And then, hell yeah, all business with that camera angle. Yep. And then, oh yeah, totally. It's a great corner unit. This unit is absolute tits. It's got a killer view. And that's why I'm staying here, because it's sort of perfect for that show. And then, dude, Mile High Shine the Lakers, dude. Yeah, good job, ETG. All right. Thank you for everyone. We're going to go. ETG is going to put on a little weather night Vegas cam. and then just kick it with some music. So appreciate it. Hopefully I'll get Dice Coach and Heavy. They're coming on probably in one of the next 2 weeks. I don't know who's going to be the next guest. If you want to be on here from a certain part of the country, let me know. That's all you have to do. Let me know, and we'll talk, and we'll get it all set up. And go Blue, Michigan.
Father, not my father, huh?
Bye.